In this video, I'm going to be exposing 50 secrets in Blox routes that less than 1% players even know exist. And we're starting off with secret number 1. Did you know that inside the Kitsune transformation, there's an Among Us character? So if we go ahead and transform into Kitsune and position the camera right under the seat, oh my god, it's actually true. That's insane. Secret 2, and for this one, you need to be at the cafe. Now, once you're at the cafe, if you go over to this staircase down here, you will see there's an underground area. Go straight, and straight to the left, you will see there's a room that says classified on it. You can't reach this room normally. However, if you click shift lock, you can flash step in it and reach this secret room. Now this room literally serves zero purpose, like you can't do anything with it except maybe hide fruits, but there is this sign right here where if you look at it, it says King Toad's house. And you're not going to want to forget this Toad guy because later on in the video, we have even more secrets about this guy. Now, obviously everyone knows about the frog room, but maybe you didn't know this next one. Did you know that marine ships are actually cheaper than pirate ships? So if we go talk to the boat dealer right here and click next, we can see that brigade ships are 1,000 and grand brigade ships are 4,000. However, if you spawn in as marine, you can see the brigade is 600 and the grand brigade is 2,000, so it's almost half the price. Pretty cool, right? What if I told you it went even deeper? For secret number 4, a marine sloop is better than a pirate brigade. All right, we have our marine sloop right here, and this is a very inexpensive ship, being only at 150 berries. The HP this thing has 2,500. As we saw earlier, a pirate brigade is over 1,000 bellies and is much more expensive. However, it only has 2,000 HP. And to make matters worse, the sloop is also faster than the pirate brigade. Just to show you guys proof, we're gonna race in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're both going right now. You guys can see the sloop is ahead by quite a bit. Look at this, look at this. It's slowly just pulling ahead. Kind of sad for the pirates, man. Kind of sad for the pirates. Secret 5 is gonna be in the middle town. If you go over to the left side of the middle town, you will find there is a secret room. And if you go inside it, we'll find some interesting things. First, we have an ore editor. On the left, we have this robot mega NPC, which can help you upgrade your dark blade to V2. But most importantly, we have this poster here, Wenlock Toad. I told you guys to remember his name. And then there's also this random letter wishing Wenlock Toad a happy new year. And just like I said before, don't forget Wenlock Toad because we still have much more secrets to unfold about him later on in the video. Secret 6, if you go up to Skylands and go to this building with the little clock on it, go inside and look up, you will see there is a code that says FUD10. The kicker though is if you try to use this code, it literally gives you only 1 belly. So it's just a troll code. Secret 7, we have at the desert. Once you spawn at the desert, you will see this pyramid and there's going to be a chest conspicuously placed right here. Most players just ignore this, but if you go get it, you will see there's a hole that leads to an NPC. Go down this little maze here and it will lead to this guy named Hassan. Now Hassan sells an accessory, which albeit is a terrible accessory, but it is pretty interesting nonetheless. Now you're probably thinking, I know all these secrets, but trust me, you're going to want to stick around because for the last secret, I guarantee you haven't seen. Next up though, did you know the character on the pirate menu in Blox routes used to be completely different? Instead, years ago, the character that used to be on that menu used to be Buggy the Clown, as you guys can see right here. Obviously, this had to be changed due to copyright reasons, but I will say Buggy the Clown looked way better in that spot. Secret 9, if you go over to Upper Skypea, go over to the pyramid here and go under, there will be a secret area you can go inside with a false wall, which you can destroy. And inside, you guys can see there will be chests, which you can farm to get money. Each of these chests give anywhere between I think 500 to over 1,000 belly each, so it's pretty good for farming if you're in first seed. I know for a fact all of y'all know that last secret, but maybe you didn't know this one. Did you know that there is a secret NPC behind the factory raid? If you go up to it, go up to the top in these little ridges right here, there will be a secret NPC right about here. Yup, it's Cyborg Frankie, and if you talk to him, this is actually how you obtain the sun ship, otherwise known as the Thousand Sunny, which is pretty interesting, but not as much as this next secret. For secret 10, if you go up top the mansion in Kingdom of Rose and go over to this side here, you guys will see 2 things. First, we have a ball which has the map of Thailand on it, and to the left of it, we have a cube which has the map of Brazil on it. Now, personally, I have no idea why the Thailand ball even exists or why it's here, but don't forget about the Brazilian cube because later on in the video, we're going to be revealing even more secrets about it. Secret number 13, did you know you could reach the raid room without even having to do a raid? All you have to do is go to cafe, go to the underground area here again, but instead of going left, this time we're going to go right. Have shift lock on, we're going to look inside the wall, and then you're going to try to flash step over here. There we go. We're now outside of the room and we're under the map in second C. Now, all you have to do to reach the raid room is go to this building over here. And try not to drown if you're a devil fruit user because you will die. All right, we're over here. And now, as you guys can see, we have the Iglesia de Prophet, which is the raid room. Just to prove it, we can look inside. You guys can see it is indeed the raid room. That right there in the corner is the raid NPC. Now, once you flashed up inside the room, you actually can't do anything with it. If you try talking to the guide, you won't be able to awaken your fruit, but it's still cool. You can go in here. And next, we have the last of the most known secrets of the video. From here on, the secrets are going to get better and better. But for secret 14, if you go over to Great Tree, there's actually a secret area in Great Tree. Now, chances are you've discovered this by accident, but if you go over to this area here, you guys can see there's a crack in the floor. If you just walk in it, you will fall through, and now you are under the map in Blox fruits. Pretty cool hiding spot, which you can hide fruits in, or, you know, battle out, do whatever you want, really. And there's even a cool area where you can stand on thin air. You guys can see right here, I'm standing on nothing. Now we're going to start getting to some of the decently known secrets where some players may know them, but also a lot of players won't. So you remember in second C, we had the Brazilian cube and the Thailand ball, right? Well, if you go to Floating Turtle Mansion and go behind it, straight by this windmill, you guys will see there is a Vietnamese cone. Now, I have no idea what this does. I'm pretty sure it serves no purpose, but the Blox Fruits devs have something weird going on with putting random countries' flags on objects. While we're at the Turtle Mansion, for secret number 16, we actually have some hidden messages on the chest tables. If you look really closely, you can see on the side of the chest table, it says Chad is the king of Blox Fruits. Now, I have absolutely no idea what this means, but interestingly enough, this is on every trade table in the game. You guys can see it's also on this one here, and if we go to second C, you guys can see it's also on the trade tables here. While we're at the cafe, let's get into secret number 17. Now, obviously, cafe is one of the few places that has a safe zone in second C. Well, you'd be wrong, because there's actually an area in cafe where there is no safe zone. In fact, it's right at the top of this pillar right here. If you go to the top of this pillar and stand right over here, you guys can see the safe zone text disappeared, meaning I could be attacked. But that's not it, boys. It goes even deeper, because for secret number 18, this is also true for the mansion. As you can see, all of this is supposed to be a safe zone. However, just like cafe, if you go into the upper corner, the safe zone text disappears. So you are now dangerous in this corner. And this applies to not only that corner, but this corner, as well as this corner. Do with that information what you will, boys, but I think that is an interesting secret. Now, we all know about the rocket fruit and how it replaced the kilo fruit, right? But I bet you didn't know that the kilo fruit is still in the game. Well, technically. Now, if you go outside of mansion and go straight left until you reach this broken building here, you guys will see there is an NPC named Wenlock. Sounds familiar, right? Well, if you talk to Wenlock, he will say you can buy a physical kilo fruit from him for 97 Robux. Now, of course, if you actually buy this, it just gives you a physical rocket fruit, but technically the kilo text is still in game. Now, okay, a lot of y'all probably knew that last one, but for secret 20, I doubt you do. If you go over to the Skull Island, head over to around the area where Tidekeeper spawns, go on top of this rock at specifically this angle, equip the light fruit, and start flying up, you will find a secret sky island. This is gonna take a while though. All right, boys, here we go. We're finally about to find it. That's the island right there. It took me like 5 to 8 minutes, but we found it. So yeah, in case y'all didn't know, this is the Pole V2 island. You come to this island after you complete a rumble raid. And once you talk to the thunder, ooh, I almost just fell back down, bro. Once you talk to this guy right here, he'll evolve your Pole V1, which is this weapon here, to Pole V2. Normally, you need to complete a rumble raid in order to get to this island, but as you guys can see, well, I guess you can't see, but the world is under there, and you can reach this island from the regular world. Also cool enough, if you step into this gate, you go into a raid room. Now, that was cool, but did you know that there is a Rip Idra NPC? So if you teleport over to the graveyard, go over to this little rock thingy, and next to the rock thingy, there'll be this pillar. There is a Rip Idra NPC. Now, if you talk to him while holding a dark blade, he will say, what do you wish to do with your dark blade skin? Enable or disable. What that does is, as you guys can see right now, my dark blade skin is white, which is the Slayer skin. But if I disable it, you guys can see now it's just green. It's a normal dark blade. Now, chances are you probably knew that. But did you know that Chandler from Mr. Beast has his very own code in Blox Fruits? Yeah, he actually does. If you go over to the codes thing and type in all caps, Chandler, you guys will redeem it and you'll get 0 belly. This is another troll code that the devs thought would be funny, but nevertheless, it is still interesting that Chandler from Mr. Beast got his own cameo in Blox Fruits. And I think he's got his own title too, but don't quote me on that. Secret 23. Y'all remember the cursed ship, right? Well, what if I told you can reach the cursed ship without actually going to the cursed ship? Let me explain. So if you go to dock 2, which is where you spawn in second C, and go to this dock and look straight forward, you can almost see a island out over there. Now, if you go spawn a boat, which I'm going to spawn the Sentinel and just sail straight ahead, you guys will see what we'll run into. Just to make this quicker, I'm going to go equip light fruit. Let's fly over there. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the inside of the haunted ship. So whenever you get teleported to the haunted ship, it really just takes you here, which is kind of weird, but you know what I'm saying? They got to put it somewhere. Another interesting fact, though, is if you touch it, you will start to die. As you guys can see right here, it's almost the same effect as if you were underwater. You guys can see I am now dying as I'm moving around. And while we're on the topic of cursed ship, for secret number 24, you can reach the area I was just at from the inside of cursed ship. So all you have to do is just go inside cursed ship, go in this room right here, which is the main room of cursed ship, go on top of this chandelier here, look up and flash step, and now we're in the same area that we just spent 2 minutes sailing to in a matter of seconds. Secret 25, there is a hollow building outside a cafe. Now this one can be useful if you're ever getting chased in PvP. Now you guys can see this wall right here. It looks like it should be solid and you shouldn't be able to go through it, right? Well, that is true for this part right here. You can't go through it. However, if you go right here, you're able to go straight through the entire thing and get to the other side, which can be useful if you're getting chased down in PvP. You can get through this to throw your opponent off and confuse them. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that wasn't the coolest or most insane secret, but trust me, the last secret of this video is gonna blow your mind. But this next secret, I bet you didn't know. So if you go to Haunted Castle and go all the way at the top of the mast, there will be a special treat waiting for you. And I bet many of y'all didn't know this. We're at the top of the mast. There will be 3 diamond chests up here every single time. Guaranteed to spawn 100%, and they give you like 10k each bellies. Pretty fire. But just in case you knew that one, I'm going to present to you one that I guarantee you only 10% of players actually realize. Having Falcon equipped gives you higher jump length. And just to prove this to y'all, I'm going to do a double jump right now, and make sure to take note of the distance I jump. All right, let's do the double jump. There we go. So that was the maximum height I could jump without Falcon. Now let's go equip Falcon, and make sure to equip the plumage. Then let's do a double jump here. And you guys can see it's almost double the length of the other jump without Falcon. I highly doubt any of y'all knew that. For this next secret, we're gonna need to go to Hydra Town. So in Hydra Town, similar to Cafe, there is a hollow building here. Now normally with the buildings, you shouldn't be able to go through them, but this building here is completely hollow. You could just straight up walk through it. I have no idea why it's like this or if they're ever going to fix it, but you can definitely use this to hide, confuse players, or troll them. And while we're on the Hydra Island, for secret number 29, there is a special secret area at the waterfall. And no, I'm not talking about through that gate. Literally everybody knows this because you have to go through here to get Cursed Dual Katana. But instead of going over there, if you go over here to this part of the waterfall, jump up over here, there will be a little crack you can go through. And if you continue going through this, you are now under the map in 3rd Sea. Like, this is actually sick, boys. Like, you can see how everything is. And where this area here, the bottom of the great tree, there's a special boss that you can fight. Beautiful pirate domain. Y'all boys see it here. And if you time it correctly, you can even teleport inside of it and fight the boss. Have you ever accidentally eaten a fruit, resetting your good fruit? Well, for secret 30, I bet you didn't know that you can actually avoid that fruit you accidentally ate being activated. So for example, let's say you have a kitsune that you don't want to get rid of, and for some odd reason you accidentally ate a rocket fruit. Well, if you leave the game before you actually finish the eating animation, the rocket fruit will never activate. So you guys can see we were eating it. Let's see if it reset my kitsune. All right, we're joining back now, and yep, we are still kitsune. So if y'all ever accidentally eat a fruit, make sure to leave as quickly as possible to avoid resetting the fruit you actually want to keep. And while we're on the top of kitsune, for secret number 31, kitsune actually has 2 M1 variations. So obviously we already know the regular kitsune M1. You got 5 M1s, which ends in a down slam. Pay attention to that. On the 5th M1, it slams them to the ground. However, did you know that if you're in the air, it gives a different variant? When you're in the air on the last M1, instead of doing a down slam, it does a kick. See the difference between the down slam versus the kick? Now, secret 32 is not as useful to know as that, but it's still pretty cool. So you remember the fight between King Redhead and Rip Idra that you had to watch in order to get to 3rd Sea? Well, you can watch that cinematic scene again for some reason. All you've got to do is go to Sea Castle, talk to this person here, Aaron, say, let me see, and then you can watch the full cinematic again, which I don't know why you would want to. It was it was actually kind of boring. And speaking of Rip Idra, for secret number 33, did you know that you can actually reach the island to fight him on without having to be teleported to it? All right, now to find this island, first thing you got to do is teleport to lava. Then I'm going to equip the light fruit. We're going to go to the top of this factory raid, and we're going to look over about to the left of this area right about here. And what you're going to do once you get to the top of this is you're going to look straight ahead here, and then you just fly. I'm going to go a little bit more left right around here. That should be good. Here we go, boys. Here we go. It's right up to the right. I was a little bit off, but here we are. This is it. The Ripindra Island in its entirety. And you can actually fight the boss himself, too. The only thing is, there's really no point because he's fully invincible. You can't kill him. Like, look, I'm about to fight him right now, and he just goes back to full every time. Secret number 34. Did you know that there is a way where pirates and marines can actually ally each other? So in order to do this, what you need to do is go to a raid together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy any chip. We're going to go with the flame raid because we're not actually about to finish it. Let's teleport in here. Now that we're in the raid together, we are actually allies. Let me tell my boy reset. And now, as you guys can see, we are fully allied despite the fact that he's a marine and I'm a pirate. I can't hit him. We are on the same team. The only issue that comes with this glitch is you cannot unally them, so you're just stuck being allied forever. Secret number 35. I bet you didn't know that the more mastery you have of control, the bigger your room gets. So this is my friend Rip Marais here. His control is only 1 mastery, and this is the max size of his room. My control has 364 mastery, and this is the max size of my room. So you guys can see, even though our room activated from the same distance, mine is quite a bit bigger. Now that was the last of the decently known secrets. Everyone from here to the end of the video are going to be secrets that very little players know exist. And trust me, the last one is gonna shock you. Secret 36. Did you know that there is a hidden message inside the cafe room? And by hidden, I mean really hidden. Now to find it, what you have to do is you have to go in the upper corner of this beam here. Jump up top of this, and it'll be appearing right here. You guys can barely make out what it says, but it says it exists. Now to see this text better, you can activate fast mode, and it'll appear a bit more clear. You guys can see there, it clearly says it exists. The question is, what exists? Well, we'll be explaining that a little bit later. But while we're in the cafe room, we have another secret here. So obviously we know about the frog room, right? This is how it looks now, and as you guys notice, it is kind of destroyed. I mean, there's like just stuff all over the place, nothing's organized. But did you know this isn't how the frog room used to always look? Here we have a 3-year-old video from Uncle Kizaru, which shows what the room used to look like. First of all, as you guys can notice right here, it's no longer says classified, and the door is very clearly open. And if you went inside, you guys can see it looks way more organized. I mean, like everything, like it looks like someone's living in this room. The suitcases are full, the couch is, you know, nice. Also, it says right there, King's Toad House, also known as Wenlock Toad. And even more interesting is you can see right here, the awakening expert used to be in this room. I don't know why they decided to destroy Wenlock's room, but trust me, this isn't the last we're gonna hear of him because we still have more secrets to unfold about Wenlock in this video. So you remember the Brazil cube we talked about earlier, right? Well, there's actually more to it than we talked about earlier. Now, what this cube actually is, it is an admin spec that, when an admin uses a certain command, teleports a player to a maze, and if the player completes that maze, they win a free dark blade. And we actually have some footage here, which is by official newbie. This you guys can see, Ripindra is spawning the Brazil cube, and whoever touched it would get granted a free dark blade. You guys can see right there, official newbie just received the dark blade for free from Ripindra, which is honestly really fire. I wish the admins did more events like that nowadays. Secret number 39. Did you know you cannot buy scrolls in second and first seed? So obviously every player knows about legendary and mythical scrolls. Obviously, if you go to the shop, you can buy 5 legendary scrolls and 3 mythical scrolls, which you can then use to get enchants on your weapons. But did you know that you cannot buy these in second and first seed? If I go talk to the experienced captain right now and open up the shop, you will see the 2 slots where the legendary and mythical scroll would have been are now grayed out and you cannot buy it. And the same is true for first seed. And while we're on the topic of first seed, for secret number 40, did you know that the amount of money you can buy from the shop scales with what seed you're in? So while we're in first seed, the maximum amount of money you can buy from the shop is 500k, which is going to run you 14.99 Robux, which is an absolute scam. But if you go to second seed, you guys can see now you can buy up to 1.5 million bellies for the same price. And in third seed, you can get up to 3 million, which is honestly kind of weird. I don't know why they did that, but now that you know, never buy cash from the shop in first seed. Now you remember that secret message in cafe that said it exists, right? Well, there's another secret message in the raid room. If you go over to the left of the mysterious entity, over to this wall, you will see there is some text that says something form. I believe it says life form. If we equip fast mode, we should be able to see it better. Yep, it says life form. And this isn't the only secret message. We actually have one more which will tie together the entire puzzle. But we'll get into that bit later. For the next secret, we actually have another one about Wenlock Toad. So while we're here in the raid room, you guys can see this mysterious entity, right? Well, this is the NPC you talk to awaken your fruits. But did you know that this NPC used to be Wenlock Toad? Or, my bad, Wenlock Toad over heaven. Yes, it is true. This NPC used to be Wenlock, but he was removed and replaced by this boring guy right here. Secret number 43. Did you know that you can reach the Awakening Temple of Time without even having to go to the Great Tree? So as you guys can see, I'm in a random area in Danger Zone 4, right in 3rd Sea. Now, if you guys look up, you guys can see that little island in the air right there is the Temple of Time. All you've got to do is just use light or whatever sort of mobility fruit you want and fly up to it. And voila, we are now in the Temple of Time and we can teleport into it as such. And while we're in the Temple of Time, I bet you didn't know that Blox may be insinuating there's a new race coming soon. So if you reach the top of the Temple of Time, you will run into this, an ancient clock. And as you can see, on both sides of the ancient clock, we have a ghoul flag, and on the right side, we have a shark flag. And inside the ancient clock room, there are 6 flags total, each of them having the icons of each race: human, ghoul, meek, shark, angel, and cyborg. But did you know that if you look directly behind the ancient clock, there will be another banner, but it has nothing on it? Now, this isn't fully confirming that there's going to be a new race coming, but it insinuates that because there's 7 banners that is empty, they're going to come up with a new one and it'll release eventually. Secret number 45, we have a hidden room in Tiki Outpost. So if you teleport to Tiki Outpost, come over to this side here, right where this little slope is, stand on this thing, equip shift lock, go to the side, and quickly just try to shimmy through. You will now be under the temple in Tiki Outpost. Honestly, a pretty cool little hiding spot. Don't really know what you could do here. Maybe troll, chill, store some fruits, who knows. But for secret number 46, we have an even cooler hidden spot, and I bet you didn't know this one. So if you go to Turtle Mansion and go over by the God Human Trainer, this tree right here, go inside this little branch here, and once you're inside the tree, what you have to do is you have to jump up here and flash step at the same time. Now we are at the top of the tree, and it is a pretty cool hiding spot because you can go down here, jump up, go down here, and it's just a cool little area. Like, look at this. This is fire. And to wrap up the hidden spots, for the last one I have of the video, if you go to Port Town, all the way to the beach area, which is straight over here, there is one last hidden area. Once you're on the little beach area, if you go right here, you guys can see there's almost like a door right here. Like, it's like a false wall, and you could teleport inside this, and it is pretty much just a little room. I don't know if the devs are planning to do anything with this. It's almost like a perfect little box. It seems like they may use it someday, but as of right now, it serves no purpose other than just a cool little spot. Now, if you like those secrets, you're definitely gonna like this next one. Did you know that there is a secret title that you can get by winning a game of chess in Blox? Well, I didn't. I just found that out a few hours ago, but I'm about to prove it to you. I got my friend Ritmarize here. We're about to do a chess game, and I'm about to pack this man up. Let me just quickly pack this boy up real quick. Got this mana check right here. There we go. And you guys can see, new title unlock, the Mastermind. That's actually kind of interesting, and I would have never found that out if it wasn't for you guys, because there's no way I'm playing chess in Blox. Now, you remember the secret messages we had earlier? Well, there's one more left, and this is the final piece of the puzzle. If you teleport to the lab in 2nd Sea and go down to where you're supposed to get the cyborg, instead of getting it, go right. You guys can see just barely, in fact, I can't even see. There is text right here that says undead. Just for the sake of y'all seeing it clearer, let me activate fast mode. You guys can see I can still barely see it, but it says undead. And this is the final hidden text in all of 2nd Sea, otherwise known as the final piece of the puzzle. You're probably thinking, what does all these secret texts mean? It exists, life form, undead. Well, for secret 50, we have Darkblade V3. And I know what y'all are thinking. Everyone knows about Darkblade V3. What's special about this secret? Well, did you know that all 3 of these special texts actually ties into the lore and instructions of how to obtain Darkblade V3? First hidden text, it exists, is proving the existence of the Slayer skin, otherwise known as Darkblade V3, because a lot of players doubted it did. The second text, life form, is insinuating that players must evolve to a greater life form, otherwise known as getting all the races to V3. And last but not least, the final text, undead, is a direct hint of how to obtain Darkblade V3. As you guys know, if you go to the graveyard and go to the side of it, there will be this wall with a button right here. And what is on the graveyard? Zombie NPCs, otherwise known as undead. Pretty dope lore, huh? Now for secret 51, if you go over to the Kingdom of Rose and go in this area here, you guys can see we have the arrow NPC, otherwise known as the V3 NPC. Now, did you know that there is a hidden room behind him? If you go over to this wall here, activate shift lock and teleport in here, you guys will see we are now under the Kingdom of Rose tree, and it's a pretty cool hide spot. And while we're already at Arrow's place for secret number 52, did you know that Arrow didn't used to always be the V3 Awakening NPC? Can you guess who it used to be? Well, if you guessed Wenlock Toad, you'd be correct. A few years back, Wenlock Toad used to be the person you talked to awaken your race. And as you guys can see in the footage here, there he is. Right there, the man himself, Wenlock Toad. Unfortunately, though, he was later removed and obviously replaced by the Arrow NPC, similar to the awakening one earlier that was replaced by the mysterious entity. But the question is, why was Wenlock Toad removed from the game? First, it was his room under Cafe that's completely destroyed now. Wenlock also used to be the awakening NPC, which also got removed. And as we just went over, he used to also be the V3 NPC, which obviously got removed. The answer to all these questions lies in secret number 53. If you teleport over to the graveyard, on one of the tombstones, there's a secret message. Wenlock, dead for disrespecting his master, we will always remember you. Now, Wenlock used to be a developer on the team of Blox, and while I can't say 100% if this is fact, the rumor has it he did something that he wasn't supposed to, and as such, he had to be removed from the team and removed from the game. Kinda sad considering how invested all of his lore was in the game, now that I'm digging deep into it, but still an interesting secret nonetheless. Secret number 54. Did you know that there is a hidden fruit inside Blox, but none of you will ever be able to obtain it? Of course, I'm talking about the meme fruit, which is a unobtainable admin fruit. Now, this fruit is not very good. I mean, as the name implies, it's a meme fruit. It literally only has one ability, and it's called Traffic Cone. And I have footage right here which showcase what it is. It has infinite range, but you just shoot out some traffic cones, as you guys can see right here. It looks like it has no cooldown. You can just keep spamming it infinitely times, has infinite range, and it only deals damage to allied players. So it is just truly a meme fruit. It doesn't help you at all. It's just there to troll. And now we have the final secret of the video, secret number 55. So we all know about the admin command OP Fun, right? This command allows admins to spam Blox abilities with 0 cooldown continuously, as you guys can see right here. But did you know you can actually use OP Fun yourself? Well, kind of. Now, I'm not going to show you guys how to do it. No. That would be too OP, and I would have to deal with that daily. But I have a clip of a friend of mine who performed this glitch, and I'm about to show y'all here. So here's the clip right here. You can only do this with certain weapons. It's not something you could do with every weapon, but as you guys can see here, he could just spam the GTA abilities over and over and over again, just like an admin would with OP Fun. It's honestly one of the most insane glitches I've ever seen. Like, if you use that in PvP, it's just not even fair. It's not fair. No one will be able to beat you. Now, the rocket fruit is interesting because it didn't used to be called the rocket fruit at all. In fact, it used to be called the kilo fruit, and it wasn't until update 20 where the kilo fruit got removed from the game and replaced by the rocket fruit. Now, if we eat the rocket fruit, we're gonna find out 2 more interesting facts about it. First one being that this is the cheapest fruit in the game that you can get that has a flight ability, which is obvious since it's the first fruit you can even get in the game. And while we're on the topic of flights, the rocket blast off flight is actually the fastest flight out of any common fruit in the game. Another cool fact about the rocket fruit is if you go to the doghouse in Second C and talk to this NPC Wenlock, you will see it'll allow you to buy a physical rocket for 97 Robux, which is an absolute scam, but it's cool because this makes rocket the only physical fruit you can buy from an NPC in the entire game. Now, those were just a few of some of the many more fruit facts we're going to be going over in this video, and some of the ones later on in the video just might surprise you. But up next, we have the spin fruit. Now, one interesting fact about this fruit is if you go in the Blox fruit shop, this fruit, along with rocket, will always be in stock no matter what. And just to prove it to you, you guys can see rocket and spin are in stock right now, and the fruit is about to renew in 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and renew. And if we refresh the Blox dealer, you can see they're both still in stock. Another interesting fact about the spin fruit is in update 20, it actually got a revamp, making the moves look a lot better visually and some of the moves even better. But if you teleport to the Great Tree in 3rd C and go over to these rear admirals, you will see they use the old unreworked version of spin. All you have to do is go a little bit of distance from them and you'll see they'll use the spin move, just like that. That is how the spin cyclone used to look. Now, our next fact is about the chop fruit. Now, when you eat the chop fruit, we all know that it allows you to be immune to sword damage. You guys can see I'm dodging these swords as if I were a Logia. And even more interesting, chop fruit still can't be hit by swords even if they have armament hockey, unlike elementals that can be hit while they have armament. But despite chop being immune to swords, this does not work on bosses. As you have to see here, we are taking massive damage from this boss. So don't think the chop's gonna make you immune to bosses. Another interesting fact about the chop fruit is that it is the only fruit other than rocket to have a flight move be its ultimate. And it takes 80 mastery to unlock the flight, making it the 2nd highest mastery flight requirement move in the game. And now we move on to this fruit. And there's not really much interesting about this fruit other than it can go faster than light. Now, if you eat the spring fruit, you can see we have a move called Spring Leap. And on its own, this move doesn't give you much mobility. What makes it interesting though is it can bounce off objects and in the right scenarios, bounce infinitely. For in the case of this bridge, you guys can see if you angle it right, right on this bottom wall. Spring Leap will propel you as much as we have walls to propel off of. And the time it takes me to get through this bridge is actually faster than a light fruit could get through there. So yeah, in the right scenario, Spring is actually one of the fastest fruits in the game. Now the next facts are about none other than the bomb fruit. Now the interesting thing about the bomb fruit is that this fruit has been in the game since it came out in update 1. And on top of that, it also used to be the worst fruit in the game. Nowadays we recognize fruits like Rocket, Spin, Chop, and Spring as the worst, but these didn't used to exist at all in update 1, and it used to be the bomb fruit at bottom. And speaking of fruits that have been in the game since it released, we have next up the smoke fruit. This also released in update 1 alongside Brom. But unlike bomb, smoke was considered not that bad of a fruit back then. Another interesting fact about smoke is it is the lowest value elemental you can get your hands on in the game, being only valued at 100,000 belly. This fruit is one of 2 of the only elemental fruits in the game that doesn't have an awakening. And we'll get into more of the other fruit later, but for now we're moving on to the spike fruit. Now there's not really anything interesting about this fruit in particular other than that it's known as the Walmart version of dough fruit, because if you eat it, you guys can see it shares somewhat of a similarity to dough abilities, specifically with the spiky ball. And the only other interesting fact I can find is that back in update 17.3, Spike used to only have 2 moves, which were Z, Rush, and X spiky ball. So despite how bad Spike is right now, there were times where this used to be even worse. That was the end of the common rarity. Now we're moving up to the uncommon rarity, starting with Flame. And there are a few interesting facts about the Flame fruit, like how this was the first fruit in the game to receive an awakening. Back in update 11, which released on July 10th, 2020, Flame, Ice, and Quake all got an awakenings, making these 3 the first ones of the game. Flame fruit is also only valued at 250,000 belly, which makes this the cheapest fruit with awakening that you can obtain in the game. Another thing about the flame fruit that's interesting is if you eat it and walk on lava, this doesn't grant you any immunity to lava, despite the fact being made of fire. Kind of interesting. But you know what's not interesting? This fruit right here, the falcon fruit. Now with the falcon fruit, many may not know this, but activating plumage actually increases your double jump height. For example, if I deactivate the wings and jump, you guys can see I only go this high on this doorway. Reactivate the wings though, double jump, you guys can see I go significantly further. Another cool fact is that if you activate the wings and switch over to another fruit while permanent, the wings will stay there, which is kind of a boring fact, but it's there. Now the value of the falcon fruit is also only 300,000 belly, which makes this effectively the first and cheapest beast fruit you can get in the game. Ice fruit next, which is kind of fitting because we are next to igloos. Now one cool fact about the ice fruit is it actually has the shortest letter name out of any fruit in the game, ice only being 3, whereas every other fruit in the game has more than 3, 4 being minimum. Another cool thing about the ice fruit is this ice trident right here doesn't get coated fully when you activate hockey. It only gets highlighted by the color of your hockey. This is a unique feature as every weapon in the game gets coated fully depending on if you're using hockey or not. Now you guys probably knew these two, but I guarantee you this next one, some of you may not know. This is the sand fruit, and it is one of the only fruits in the game that has a natural weakness passive. So if you were to eat the sand fruit and take a dip in the water, you will die twice as fast to water damage than any other devil fruit in the game. Now a good amount of you probably knew that, but I guarantee you didn't know this one. Desert Blade, when it awakens, increases range depending on the mastery you have for sand. And this is also true for Sand Coffin. The higher mastery you have, the longer range they go. So for all you sand mains, I recommend getting your thing to 600 mastery. Now these next facts, we're going to be going over the Dark fruit. Dark has 5 different moves, one of them being called Ghastly Step, which is actually a teleportation flash step like ability. The only interesting thing about this though is the maximum range of this ability is less than a flash step significantly. This is the maximum range of Ghastly Step. You guys can see we didn't go that far. However, if we start from the same distance, you guys can see we can flash step much further. It's a bit of a trade-off, however, because even though the distance doesn't go that far, you can use it in the air. Another cool fact about this fruit is it gives you Logia dodges in the game, despite the fact that the user Blackbeard in the anime specifically has no Logia dodges. In fact, he takes double damage to physical attacks. Most likely they did that to copyright, which I respect, but moving on to the next one, we have the diamond fruit. Now there is only one really interesting fact about this fruit in the game, and it's pretty obvious. This move down here, Solar Flare, is the only move in the entire game of Blox fruits that blinds players for several seconds. And that's it. There's nothing else unique or interesting about diamond. Now you remember how earlier we talked about how Flame was the first batch of fruits to get an awakening in Blox fruits? Well, the light fruit was actually the second batch. In update 12, which was a Halloween update, and the update after Flame got added, we also got the Light Awakening, paired up with the Dark Fruit, making the Light Fruit one of the earliest fruits in the game to get an awakening. Another interesting but weird fact about the Light Fruit is if you do a friendly 1v1, for example, like at the Coliseum, and lose that friendly 1v1, for some reason, the Light Spear will just disappear. You guys can see Light is tabbed in right now, but the spear just doesn't show up. The only way to get it to come back is if you reset. You guys can see now it's back. And on top of that, you remember how the ice trident didn't get coated by hockey earlier? Well, the light one does. If we press J, you can see the entire thing becomes black encoded in hockey, which makes me wonder why they didn't make it like that for the ice fruit. Maybe it's a visual glitch, maybe it was on purpose, who knows. But what I do know is that this next fruit holds a record that no other fruit could beat in the game. Now we already know how Rubber is immune to Rumble. I got my ult right here and he has Rubber equipped. You guys can see no matter what I do, none of these Rumble moves will hit him or even stun him. However, this does not stand true for Pole V1 and Pole V2, because if I equip those and use the moves, you guys can see he now can be attacked and stunned. Another thing players also know is that Rubber is immune to guns. So if you try to use Kabucha, Serpent Bow, or Soul Guitar moves, it won't do anything. However, you may be interested to know that even though they can't take damage, they still get stunned. You can see the move stunned them and pushed them up. So even though they don't get damage from Soul Guitar, you can still use the stun to start a combo. Now you may have knew all those facts about Rubber, but I guarantee you some of you didn't know this. If you equip the electric fighting style and try to use moves on Rubber, it's completely immune to this fighting style. However, despite the fact that it's immune to electric, it is not immune to electric claw. Now as for that record I talked about earlier, Rubber in the game holds the record for the most immunities out of any fruit in the game, and I don't think any other fruit will end up beating that. And the last interesting fact about Rubber is Rubber is the only fruit in the game to have an M1 before you even have any moves at all. You guys can see my mastery is only 1 mastery on Rubber. We have no moves, but we have an M1. It's the only fruit to be able to do that. So we actually had a lot of facts with the Rubber fruit, but I'll tell you what, this next one doesn't. The Barrier fruit. Nothing really interesting about this fruit. I couldn't even find any interesting or unique facts about it other than one. Barrier Wall doesn't block any moves whatsoever. So if we throw that move out, walk up to it like this, go on my alt account and throw a move out, you guys can see we still get hit by the move. The wall doesn't do anything. Moves just go straight through it. Now, unlike Barrier, the Ghost Fruit actually has some interesting facts. For starters, this didn't used to be called the Ghost Fruit at all. In fact, a few updates ago, this used to be called the Revived Fruit. This fruit completely replaced the Revived Fruit, though, getting a brand new rework, completely new movesets, and even a change in rarity. The Ghost Fruit we know now is worth 940,000 belly and is in the rare category. However, the old Revived Fruit used to be 550,000 belly and used to be an uncommon, which actually makes this one of the very few fruits in the game to actually get a rarity increase. Next up though, we have the Magma Fruit. This fruit holds the title for highest damage dealing fruit in the game. However, what if I told you that that wasn't true and that a fruit exists that deals even more damage than the Magma Fruit, which we'll get more into later, but we still have some more interesting facts about the Magma Fruit. One of which being that the flight move of Magma, Beast Ride, can't actually be interrupted. And just to prove this to you guys, I'm gonna go attack this boss right here, get him aggro to me, then I'm gonna activate Beast Ride, and any amount of damage this guy does to me will not deactivate my Beast Ride. Look at this. He just hit me with that move that should have stunned me and deactivated it, but it doesn't. And with that, we are now done with the rare category of fruits. We're moving on to the legendary category. And our next fruit, Quake, actually has some interesting facts about it. So the first one, which is the most obvious, is that the final awakened move of Quake, Quake, holds the record for largest AoE move in the entire game of Blox fruits. If you use it, you guys can see right here, it actually has a really large AoE, covering the most ground out of any move in the game. Look at this. This is insane. All that damage we're hitting right there is from hitting all the NPCs on this entire island. Another interesting thing about Quake is that Quake holds the record for least awakening moves out of any fruit in the game, being at only 4 total awakening moves, while every other fruit at minimum has at least 5. And while we're still on the topic of awakening, Quake also holds another awakening record. Despite having the least moves to actually awaken, Quake is actually one of the most expensive fruits to awaken in the game, especially Quake, as to awaken Quake, this costs you 8,000 fragments, making this the single most expensive move to awaken in the game. The Buddha fruit. One fruit many of us consider to be absolutely broken in the game, but I bet you didn't know that it used to be even more broken than it is right now. So obviously Buddha's most commonly used move is this shift ability, and when you press this, you obviously become a big Buddha, increasing your hitbox and damage for swords and M1s. But I bet you didn't know that shift many updates ago used to do an extra feature. According to the wiki here, this fruit used to grant the user twice their HP during transformation. So for those of you that think the Buddha fruit broken now, imagine having to deal with a Buddha that has 26,000 HP. I would not want to be playing during those days. Another interesting fact about Buddha is if you hold out a fruit while in transform state and start jumping, you will actually get a speed boost. I don't know why it does this, but if you go fast enough, that game's anti-cheat starts kicking in and pushes you back. So be careful with that glitch, you might get banned. Now that we're done with Buddha, next up we have the Love fruit. And there's not really that many interesting facts about this one, other than it is the only fruit to allow you to summon someone from your friends list. And of course, I'm talking about the Best of Friendo move. Obviously, if you use it, it'll summon some random person from your friends list. Like this guy right here, this avatar, this is someone from my friends list. Now, many may think the Ghost Ultimate Ghostbusters does the same thing, but in fact, it's not. With Ghostbusters, you summon 2 of you. So you automatically summon 2 of the same people of you, whereas Best of Friendo summons someone random from your friends list. And the last really interesting thing about Love is that Cupid Zone attack has infinite range. And just to show y'all, this to demonstrate you guys, I'm gonna go a really far distance away from this NPC. You guys can see right here, no move would have been able to really hit from this distance. However, if I fully charge Cupid Zone, throw it over there, you guys can see it completely goes over that area, and I even got damage hit markers on it. And that was just one example. You could really take this extreme and go really far, but the only thing is you have to have good aim for that. But the last interesting fact about the love fruit is that the flamingo ride is the only flight in the game that can glitch an NPC and not despawn. So I just took this female islander with me, and even after I get to the despawn distance of her spawn, she won't despawn. I could take her to Portland if I wanted to. And you could use this to actually permanently glitch NPCs and make it to where people can't farm. So do with that information what you will, but I thought that was an interesting fact. Now the Buddha fruit may have had some interesting facts, but the spider, not so much. The only real interesting thing about the spider fruit is that there is actually a V2.5 version, and it is used by the Don Swan boss. Now this boss has a second phase where when you get him low health, he actually somewhat awakens, and when he awakens, he gets access to a version of spider that's not really in the game. Now when he's in the stage, he has this ability right here, which is kind of like Heavenly Punishment, but more so an upgraded version of the ultimate from V1. Like this does not look like the V1 or the V2 version. And he also has another strange ability in this form, which is not present in both V2 or V1, and it's that ability right there. Some sort of random silk prison that's like a different type of silk prison, I don't know. This unique version of Spider is only accessible to this boss and not actually playable in the game. And yeah, that's it for Spider. Couldn't find any other facts. But our next facts are going to be about the sound fruit. Many people think this fruit is based off of uzoth from One Piece, but that is not true. While it may share similarities, this was a fan-made fruit and not based on any particular fruit in One Piece. Another interesting fact about this fruit is this is the only fruit in the game that has a flight that can give buffs to nearby players. So if we charge our temperamental full by using Prestissimo, we can see now we get a speed boost, and this will also affect nearby allies, giving them a speed boost. And our last interesting fact about the sound fruit is it has the most mastery requiring flight move in the entire game, being at 175 mastery. Yeah, Prestissimo takes quite a bit of mastery to unlock. Enough about the sound fruit though, because next up we have the Phoenix fruit. Now the Phoenix fruit actually has some weird facts about it, and one of them being that the unawakened version of the healing move, Regeneration Flame, actually heals more than the awakened version. This is why you commonly see most people who even use Phoenix use the unawakened over the awakened version. And the second interesting fact about it is Phoenix is the only fruit in the game that requires a mastery in order to awaken it. And in case you don't believe me, just a quick check at the wiki shows you that in order to awaken it, you need to obtain 400 mastery on the Phoenix fruit, something that no other fruits in the game require to awaken. Now the Phoenix fruit didn't have that many interesting facts, but I think you'll like these next ones, which has to do with the portal fruit. Now similar to the ghost fruit, portal didn't used to be in the game at all. This used to be the door fruit. The moves used to look completely different, and it used to be in a completely different rarity as well. The portal fruit we know and love now is worth 1.9 million belly, and it is a legendary rarity. However, the door fruit used to be only a rare rarity and used to be valued at 950,000 belly, making portal the second fruit in Blox Fruit's history to get bumped up a rarity, while also getting its value increased by almost double. Portal is also one of the most sought after fruits to have in a game due to its world warp ability, allowing you to teleport anywhere you want in all islands. And because of this, it's often severely overpaid, whether you have the physical version or even the permanent version. Now all these facts have been interesting so far, and I hope some of these you didn't know about. But trust me, the last one is going to be both funny and may just surprise you. Up next, we have my favorite and main fruit in the game, Rumble. Now, one interesting fact about this is that this is the only fruit in the game that allows you to awaken a sword by awakening all of the moves on it. That is, of course, the Pole V2. And other than that, there's not really much other interesting facts other than it's the only fruit in the game to give you 3 dashes within a singular move. And of course, I'm talking about Electric Flash here, where you get 3 dashes and it charges up and replenishes. No other move in the game does that. Now, Rumble facts may have not been that interesting, but trust me, the pain facts are even less interesting, as the pain fruit is one of the only fruits in the entire game that hasn't had any changes to its moves whatsoever. This fruit was released in Update 7, which dropped on August 11th, 2019. And since its release, the moves haven't had any balance changes, any visual upgrades, or anything at all. The only thing the pain fruit has gotten was its name changed. It used to be called the paw fruit, and the moves used to be called something different, which they did that to avoid copyright. Other than that, nothing about this fruit has been altered, which is pretty boring. But this next fruit actually has a somewhat interesting fact. The blizzard fruit, and I'm willing to bet a good amount of you did not notice this. So if you eat the blizzard fruit and master out all the moves, you'll notice the flight is called Tornado Flight, which if you eat the sand fruit and awaken the sand fruit, you'll notice that shares the same name as the sand awaken. See, Tornado Flight here and Tornado Flight for blizzard. I guess the devs couldn't come up with a different name. And now with blizzard out the way, we are moving on to the final category of fruits in the game, the mythical category. And this is where it gets most interesting if you ask me. Starting with the gravity fruit. Now I'm sure a lot of you didn't know this because not many many people use gravity, but the ultimate of gravity is called meteor rain. And when you use this, as the name implies, you're able to summon meteors from the sky and aim where they go. But before update 17.3, you didn't used to be able to do that, because before they reworked it, meteor rain couldn't be aimed and the meteors used to hit randomly. I'm willing to bet a lot of you didn't know about that, and probably for good reason, because imagine like you're using this ultimate and can't control where the meteors went. Like, that just made no sense. But next up, we got the mammoth fruit. Now for this one, I bet some of y'all didn't know this, but when you're in transformation, your moves deal 10% more damage. So if we use ancient cutters right here, we can see this move deals 3,026 damage. However, while in transformation, that same move deals 3,531 now. Alongside that, Mammoth is the only fruit in the game to share the same belly value as another fruit. As we know, Mammoth is worth 2.7 million belly, which is the same value as T-Rex. Kind of interesting, right? Mammoth also has another interesting glitch where if you pull out the smoke fruit, transform and instantly pull out the smoke fruit before your transformation finishes, you guys will see you go invisible. And people use this glitch to troll a lot of people. I personally do all the time. It's kind of fun. To deactivate it, all you got to do is transform again normally, and you'll be visible once again. And now for the T-Rex fruit. Not really much interesting facts about this one other than one, it's the most recent fruit added to the game. This was the last update we've gotten on Blox fruits. And two, many of y'all probably haven't known this, but the T-Rex fruit has been nominated to be added to the game since update 7. And if you don't believe me, go to the wiki, look at T-Rex, and you can see the trivia. It shows this fruit was nominated to be added to the game since update 7. And if you look at it, update 7 came out on August 11th, 2019. So this fruit was destined to be added to the game from the start. Even more interesting though, next up we have the dough fruit, which actually has a surprisingly amount of facts about it. First one being that it is tied with Phoenix for the most expensive fruit to awaken in the game, costing 18,500 fragments. Second one being that it is the only elemental mythical fruit in the entire game. And just to prove it to you, gravity is a natural, Mammoth is a beast, T-Rex beast, Shadow natural, beast, and Kitsune beast. But the interesting thing about that is even though it's an elemental fruit in the game, this is not how the fruit is at all in the anime, because in the anime they specifically specify that the dough fruit is a paramecia. Another cool thing about the dough fruit is every move correlates with your hockey color. So if I activate hockey, you guys can see I have red hockey, and if you hold the move, you can see the red hockey is coated around my dough move. And the last interesting fact about dough is this is the only fruit in the game that has a move that changes depending on whether you're in the air or the ground, and that is pastry river. Obviously if you stand on the ground, it does this, and when you use it in the air, it does this. So yeah, dough is the only fruit in the game that has two variants within one move. But enough of dough, because now we're moving on to the shadow fruit. And while there are not much interesting things about shadow, there is one, and that is Nightmare Leech. What this move does is when you use it, it takes the enemy's HP and replenishes it with your own, making this the only fruit move in the game that has a life leech type ability. Now this next fruit is going to have some facts that I know are going to surprise some of you, and that is the venom fruit. Let me just say, some of these facts even shocked me. First fact being that when you're low health, the Serpent's Wrath flight of venom makes you go faster. So this is how the flight looks right now. It's relatively slow, but also decent speed. If I get myself low though, and even dang near close to death, you can see the flight goes significantly faster, especially if you aim it up. Look at this. Look at the distance we're going right now. I'll guarantee you all of you knew that fact. I mean, that's just common knowledge right there. But chances are you didn't know that transforming into full form makes you immune to lava damage. Like, look at this. We're literally standing on lava right now, taking no damage whatsoever. In fact, we're healing. Another interesting fact about the venom is the toxic fog move is the second largest AoE ability in the entire game. Obviously, Quake Waves being the first, but this is the second. And now for the big fact, the one that shocked even me. Venom has the highest damage dealing move in the entire game. Now you remember earlier when I talked about how Magma wasn't in first place, but actually second place. Well, I'm about to prove it to you. You guys can see we have fruit stats here, and if we use Volcanic Storm, which is the highest damage dealing move on Magma on my ult right here, we can see that this move total deals 10,943 damage. Now obviously you can get a little bit more damage depending on how you aim it and if all of the little Magma moves hit on time, but I think max it deals like 12 to 13,000. However, if we switch over to Venom, transform, then use Toxic Fog, we can see that Venom deals, okay, we're going up, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,861. I know, man. It's honestly surprising how much more damage Venom deals than Magma. And that's not even it. If you fully charge Noxus Shot and use Noxus Shot, you can see the total damage of Noxus Shot is still even more than the Magma Ultimate. Look at that, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,916 in full form. Venom damage on top, man. I guarantee some of you didn't know that. that. But moving on, our next fact is about the control fruit. Now, one interesting thing about this one is depending on how much mastery you have, the control area gets bigger. I just ate control on my ult right here, and he only has 1 mastery, and we have 365 mastery on this control. So let me activate my room fully. We can see the room is actually bigger than the Colosseum. However, if I activate control room on my ult, we can see the distance is significantly less, and this is the maximum I could have held it. One interesting fact about control is a change that actually got removed. Back years ago, whenever you used to use Gamma Rush on somebody, it would make the control room disappear when the Gamma Rush finished. Nowadays, obviously though, that has changed. Is when you use Gamma Rush, the room gets smaller, but it doesn't disappear. 4 more mythicals left. And up next, we have the Spirit Fruit. Now, the only real interesting thing I could find about this fruit is that it used to be called the Soul Fruit, and used to look more accurate to Big Mom's Soul Fruit in the anime. This, of course, got changed to Spirit due to copyright reasons. And yeah, that's pretty much the only interesting thing I can think about Spirit. Other than that, is widely considered one of the best PvP fruits in the game due to its combo potential. For example, Wrath of Shu pairs together with End of Times, and that's without any weapon. Paired together with fighting styles of weapons, and you got one of the most deadly fruits in the game. And now we have the Dragon Fruit, ladies and gentlemen. One quick interesting fact about this is currently the rarest fruit in the entire game. Despite being placed lower value than Leopard and Kitsune, this is rarer because it's currently unobtainable. If you go in the shop and try to buy it, it'll say in progress, and the King of Fruits is temporarily off sale for enhancement. Stay tuned for its powerful return. You can't buy the fruit permanent. You can't get it from a notifier or a gacha or any way naturally. The only way you can get your hands on the fruit is if someone happened to have a physical fruit from before it got removed. But even more interesting, whenever in transformation form, the Dragon Fruit actually has the highest damage reduction perk out of any transformation in the game, and that includes Buddha. Another interesting fact about Dragon is the only fruit in the entire game that can change colors based on when you transform. And that obviously depends on the mastery you have for the fruit, but as you guys can see, these rings right here determine the color that your dragon can go to, making this the only fruit in the game to be able to do that. Like you guys can see right now, I'm blue, but if I de-transform and use some of my moves, now I'm purple. Now for the second to last fruit in the game, we have the Leopard Fruit. Added in Update 17 Part 3, the Leopard Fruit is one of the strongest fruits in the game, and obviously with that comes some interesting facts. First one being, after using the After Image Assault move while in transformation, you gain a little bit of a speed boost. You guys can see we have this fire ore around us, and now we go, I think, like 25 to 50% faster shortly. Another interesting fact that people don't know, upon transformation, there is actually a hitbox that does a little bit of stun and knockback. You guys can see there, we dealt 2,543 damage just for transforming. And those two were probably the most interesting facts I could find about Leopard. Kind of boring, but trust me, this last one is gonna be funny, because now we're moving on to the final fruit of the video, Kitsune. Now, many people believe that the Kitsune fruit in Blox fruits is based off of Yamato's fruit from One Piece, but this couldn't be further from the truth, because if you look at the wiki, you can see that this fruit is the second fan-made fruit ever added to the game, with the first one being Sound, and the original concept was made by a guy named Kuzuru K on Twitter, and it only got added to the game because it won an art contest, which I'm sure many of you knew, but I guarantee a lot of you didn't know this last fact. So obviously, whenever you transform a Kitsune, you have something called tails, and obviously the more damage you deal, the more tails you get. And once you get to 3 tails, you can see now we are able to transform. Now we all know this is just how Kitsune works, right? But I bet you didn't know that under the Kitsune seat, there's actually something sus under there. If you look under the seat and angle your camera like this, you will see there is an Among Us character under the Kitsune seat. I have no idea why the devs added this in here, but that's an interesting fact about Kitsune that I bet many of you didn't know. So for the first method, it looks like we're looking at a diamond chest method. He's looking at the jungle right now. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is the one right under the Saber quest line. I wonder how much you get for this one though. I haven't done it in a long time. Let's see. He gets 2,367 for that. Now we gotta try this. So all he did was just teleport to the jungle, go over here, all the way over to this NPC here, go down in the secret area. Let's see how much we get for it with 2 times the money. 2,565. That's actually not that bad. And it's a guaranteed chance to be there. So if we go ahead to server hop, it should be there once again. There we go. This time we only got 2,000 for it. But this is actually a pretty consistent method. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see how much we get after 30 minutes of doing it. And after about 30 minutes of searching these chests, I was able to earn 200,000, which if you do the math is about 400,000 money per hour consistently. And if you compare this to the final method of our video, this is nothing. Next method, fastest way to get 25 million billion first C. All right, you got my attention. So first, it says boss reset. I'm assuming he's just fighting a bunch of boss. Smartest boss is Yeti, gives 10,000. Oh, Yeti gives 10,000? I didn't even know that. Second, sky chest reset. So he's at the upper sky Pia pyramid, and it looks like he's going to the secret area to get the gold. There's 8 gold chests, he said. And then the last method, kill Whitebeard to give a lot of money. Okay, that last method I'm not gonna do because that's a raid boss, but at the very least, we'll check out these 2 methods. First one, he went to snow, and he summoned the Yeti Yeti boss. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy a boss respawn, and let's see how much we get from this boss. And just to make it better, we're also gonna accept the Yeti quest, which gives us 10,000 per quest. All right, let me go ahead and fight the Yeti. Here we go, and 1 and 1, and we get 21,000. Damn, plus the 10,000 we got from the chest. The only issue is this is not as consistent because while you can server hop, just because you server hop doesn't mean the boss is gonna be there. Just for example, let's say we go to a Texas server and spawn in, you can see the Yeti is not there. So let's see how consistent this next method is. So for this next one, we have to go to Upper Sky Pier, and then it'll be this pyramid you automatically teleport on. And if you go under it, there'll be a secret passageway which you can break the wall, and inside of it, there will be 8 chests total. Now, I think each one of these gives anywhere between like 500 to 1,000. Like right here, we got 905, 1,048, 890. Oh, this is actually pretty good, bro. Like total, I think we got probably close to 18,000 just off that. We're at 234,000 right now. Let's do a couple more server hops and let's see where we're at. All right, second time rolling through. Let's get it. Let's get it. There we go. All the chests, and we're already at 253,000. Sheesh. This method ended up being so effective. I ended up farming it for an hour, and it got me 1.5 million. We are now 1% done with the final goal. We've just got to get 99 more million before we're done. But this method ended up actually being pretty good. We started off with 250K and ended up with 1.5 million. So if you do the math, that's 1.2 million per hour, which is not bad. I'm not gonna lie, but we need better. Lucky for us though, according to this wiki, the next method we are going to grind is considered to be the best first sea method. How to grind money fast in first sea? Okay, looks like he's at the Marine Fortress. First method is to kill Vice Admiral. Really? Vice Admiral? This is like one of the best first sea methods? You will need to do the Vice Admiral's quest and kill it. Okay. It gives 15K money and it's easy to kill. Oh, 15K money to kill him. That's actually not that bad, bro. That's 30K with 2 times money. And if you have premium, I think you get like 10% more. So it should be like 34K. All right, let's go to Marine Fortress. Hopefully he's here. Yep, there he is right there. All right, so I guess the quest gives 15,000 EXP and I think we get about 1,000 for killing him. Let's go ahead and find out. Boom. 31,500 belly plus 1,000 for killing him. That is actually not bad. And I killed him in 2 moves. Now, similar to the Yeti, this is an issue because every time you server hop, he's not guaranteed to be there. But let's go ahead and server hop and let's see if he's there. There he is right there. We got lucky a second time, boys. All right, say less. We're already almost at 1.6 million money. So you get almost 100,000 for just killing him twice. I can see why this is a lot faster. This is definitely a better method than the other one. I can tell already. And last Vice Admiral there. 21 hours remain. We spent about 2 hours farming this guy, but I would say it was well worth it because we hit $10 million. 10% of the way there, and I must say this was honestly such a fire method. But we got to speed things up because if I don't hit 100 million before the timer runs out, I've got to give away 5 permanent kitsune. So it's time for the second sea methods, where everything from bosses, chests, and even NPCs gives slightly more money. How to get $10 million a day. Okay, you got my attention. This is a second sea method, our first one. His step says go to Snow Mountain. Okay, go here. What's he doing? What type of method is this going to be? Do Buddha glitch. Oh, is this going to be like an AFK type of method where you just like stand there with an auto clicker? Yep. Okay. I like the way this sounds. It's like 3 a.m. right now anyway, so I could just put this on and then go to sleep. He says enjoy being rich at the end. Hey, I'll be the judge of that. All right, so we got to teleport to snow. Then we got to equip the Buddha fruit. Now he used the fighting style, but I'm going to use a sword just to get extra AoE. And also, I'm going to stand right here instead of where he said because I believe this gives me better coverage. All right, it's time to pull out the auto clicker. Let's see if this works. Okay. Oh, I'm hitting both NPCs at the same time. All right, that's not bad. 1,500, 1,800 money per NPC. Now we're at 10 million belly right now while I'm starting this method. And we've currently got 20 hours, 52 minutes remaining. I'm going to let this run while I take a nap. And let's see how much money we get after a few hours. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been about 5-6 hours. I took a nap. We got 15 hours, 11 minutes remaining. For the amount of money we gained, it's actually quite disappointing. We're at 10.6 million. We literally gained 600K in like six hours. Crazy part about it is he said in the beginning how to get $10 million a day, but if I only got 600K in like 6 hours, times that by 4, and I would only have 2.4 million for the entire day. That is like the worst method. Even the one in first, he was better than that. Hopefully this next method's better. This guy says save your spawn on cursed ship, 100,000 plus in less than 10 minutes. That's already like 10 times better than my current one. So it looks like this is going to be the cursed ship method. I believe there's like a ton of chests that spawn on cursed ship in all these rooms right here. Yeah, there should be a chest in like every room. They're gold chests too, so these actually give a decent amount. This looks like this is actually a solid one. So it looks like he's just going through all the rooms. Is it just these rooms right here? This will get you 17,000 to 20,000 each time you server hop. Ooh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Got all those chests, and if you have 2 times money, I'm pretty sure it's even more maybe. Okay, so he goes on that room. He goes over to the other side of the room. Should be some chests over over there behind the couch. Yep. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. With me having portal, this should be pretty easy too. Let's go ahead and check. Hopefully the chests are actually there. All right. Looks like this chest is actually here. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Is the chest actually in this room? Yep. Gold chest too. All right. Yo, this is actually not bad. And it should be here every time I server hop, I believe. Another one right there. We're getting like 2,000, like to 3,000 each one too. Another one here. Last but not least here. Wait, I forgot we got to go over to the other side of the room too. Get these chests over here. There's only one on this side behind this couch. And then there we're done. We'll go ahead and server hop. All right, we've just server hop. Let's see if all the chests are there this time. All right, we got this right here. Boom. Over here. Boom. Looks like the chests spawn there every single time. Every time you server hop. So this is actually a really good method, boys. You could just spam this over and over and over again. And you could really earn even more depending on if you're faster than server hop or not. We got 15 hours flat on the clock. Let's do this method for 30 minutes and see how much we get. I've already done a bunch of server hops, probably like at least 50 server hops, and I'm not gonna lie, so far the progress has actually been pretty good, better than the video said it would be. Oh ho ho ho, you found a strange item in the chest? I was just doing a normal run, boys. We ended up getting a fist of darkness. So if we go ahead and go to the dark arena, we can spawn Darkbeard, and the amount of money I get from this raid will count towards the total amount of money for the farm method. I actually didn't expect to get a damn fist of darkness, bro. I'm kind of surprised. All right, let's go ahead and just pack up Darkbeard real quick. I need to hurry up and get as much damage as I can before people start showing up. I can see people showing up right now in the distance. Is that a max level player? Okay, hold on. I'll deal with him after this. Let me go ahead and just... Oh, he has V4 active. Okay, 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 okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. That is interesting right there. Okay, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me just deal with this player right here. Boom. Let me get him. Here we go. Oh my god, a kitsune? Oh, brother. Oh, brother. I can't even just farm bosses anymore, boys. Can't even just farm bosses anymore. There we go. Boom. What the heck is going on here? Bro's using dragon? Oh, nah. Oh, nah. I'm about to put an end to this. I'm about to put an end to this whole thing, bro. Hold up. Hold up. Boom. 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 Last but not least, took care of that dragon user. Sheesh. Now I gotta take care of this kitsune, bro. There you go. Got the kitsune there. Now we can just focus on the bosses. I really had no reason to do that, but it was just annoying me how they kept hitting me with their moves, bro. Let's go ahead and just take care of Darkbeard here. Boom. Boom. And last but not least, there we go. We got 127,000 for killing him. Yo, that's fire. All right, with that boss out the way, let's go back to Haunted Ship and continue the farm. 14 hours, 30 minutes, 56 seconds left. We have enough time for one more run. Here we go. Last run here. Let's go ahead and get all the chests. This method actually ended up being quite a bit better than I initially thought it would be, especially with us getting a Fist of Darkness. That really helped us out. We got like 150k from that one boss. Here we go. Last chest right over here. There we go. 30 minutes are now up, and we got to 11.7 million money for the 30 minutes. So that puts this method at about $1 million per 30 minutes, $2 million per hour. Literally 10 times better than the other one, because I spent like 6 hours for the other one and only got 600k. Still though, with only 14 hours, 29 minutes remaining on the clock, this method is not going to be good enough. We got to get something better. Money farm if you just went to second sea. Looks like he's in the Kingdom of Rose right now. Is this going to be the hidden chest area thing? If so, I don't think this method is as good, but we're obviously here to test him out. Yep, looks like he's going to do the hidden wall thing. There's a hidden wall there that can be broken, and I think there's like 3 or 4 chests in there. I think these will give the same amount as the ones in Haunted Ship. They're gold chests. If so, this method's automatically worse, but I mean, it could be quicker though. Let's just test it out. All right, let's go spawn in. Boom. We spawned right over here, so that's actually pretty close to the spawn point. Break this wall, and wow. There's just no chest here. I guess it's not such of a hidden secret after all. Let's see. Is there a chest in here? No, that's 2 servers in a row there wasn't a chest. 3rd time's the charm. Let's try it one more time. There we go. Wall. Let's break it. There we go. We have chests. 2.8k from that one, 2.6k from that one, and 2.6k from that one. That means we get less than 8k per run, and it took us 3 tries just to even get the 1 run done. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna waste any time on this. Curse ship method is just 10 times better. So far, our 2 most effective methods have been either the curse ship method and by far the Vice Admiral method. But trust me, even both of those methods combined are still not better than the final method of the video. This next one's gonna be 2 methods from the same guy.
Did you know that this farming method literally lets you get 5 million belly per hour?
5 million belly per hour? Okay, this is what I need. This is what I need, boys.
Bounty hunting. So all
bounty
you have to do
hunting.
is find a wanted poster of somebody that you want to hunt, and you just click on the poster. Then you probably want to have some PvP-based food, probably like the Awakened Ghost fruit or the
Wait, you can get money for bounty hunting? I didn't even know that. What the heck?
But remember, this depends on how huge that player's bounty was. And the max bounties that pirates can have in the game is 30 million.
You know what, boys? I think we just found a good method. So I did some research, and it turns out you have to be on the marine side in order to accept wanted poster bounty. So we've got to hop on marine. Now that we're on marine, let's go ahead and look at the cafe. Here we got the wanted posters over here. What the hell is that avatar? Dead or alive, Jar Man Gunnels S8. Oh, we gotta accept this bounty. Click. There we go, right here. Defeat Jar Man Gunnels 8. Let's see, where is he at? Hopefully he's out in the safe zone, and that man is not outside the safe zone. In fact, he is right here. I'm Alex 2K 50,000 for that. All right, say less. For this one, I'm gonna equip Shark Anchor and Portal. That way we have the quickest bounty hunting build possible. Let's also equip Pale Scarf. Here he is right here, boys. Here he is right here. I'm sorry, Alex. Player died recently. You can't attack them yet. Oh my gosh, boys.
Why is the one poster even there if his bounty is off?
Next one poster we have Spellsneaka. There he is over there on Skull Island. What's good, Spellsneaka? What's good? He ain't gonna know what hit you, bro. He was not about to know what hit you. Boom. All right, Armor Breaker. Boom. Get in with these. We actually successfully got a target, boys. We've got successfully a target, and you're not running away. Not while I'm on my main build, huh? Matter of fact, come in my Dimensional Rift. Making sure you ain't getting away today. Boom. Get him there. End it off with this. Ooh, we got 100,000 from that because 2 times money. PPL 1679. Oh, he's right here. We didn't even have to go far for this one. And his PvP's off. PvP, please. You're max level. You can do it. Chill. If you beat me, I'll give you a mythical fruit. Wait a minute. Aren't you a YouTuber? Yeah, I am. And you'll find out when you see this video why I wanted to kill you. It's this a vid? Yes, sir. Okay, then say less. Hey, man, that's one way to get him. Which technically I'm not lying, but now that he's here, let the fighting commence. All right, boom. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's make this quick. Uh-oh. No. This is not good. This is not good. Now that we have another dude in here, I suppose it's good for me to tell y'all that if somebody else kills your target while you're in the middle of hunting them, you can no longer get the bounty poster because, well, they would have already died. So we have to be quick and get him right now. Trying to run, huh? Sorry, I can't let that happen because I need this bounty. Thank you for the 100K. This is actually not bad. We're already at 12 million money. And lastly, another guy here. That's about 30 minutes spent hunting wanted posters. And while this may be the most fun method for me, it's not the most effective because majority of times you go into a server, the person you try to get their wanted poster will be too level for you. And even if you do get a person, they'll probably be in safe zone like this guy right here. He did end up reaching 12.3 million though, which is about 500,000 for the 30 minutes I spent. Probably could get more if you went to third seed because you'd find more consistent and higher level players, but this is honestly not the best method. Next method.
So next up we have raids. Raids are how you awaken your fruits, but you also get a huge amount of money on the side. And the best thing about raids is that you can trade in like the worst fruits in the games to start one, or you can buy them every 2 hours. Overall, depending on how difficult your raid is, it gives you a different amount of money, so it's best to choose one that's more for your skill level.
Okay.
When doing a raid, you should always be using the butter fruit. It makes raids extremely easy.
This is actually really interesting, bro. I didn't even know you get money from raids. Like, I know you get fragments, but money? I didn't know. But he did say the more difficult the raid, the more money you get. So you know what I'm thinking, boys? I'm going straight for the dual raid, boys. Yes, sir. And let's see how much we get from one raid. Another thing I just thought about is you're going to get money from the raid and also every NPC you kill, so this would be interesting. We're starting off at 12.4 million right now. We're getting about 217 to 250 money per NPC. The NPCs actually don't really give you that much. All right, last NPC in the first island here. There we go. Second island now. Let's just quickly get through this. This right here is island 3 done. Now, final island available. In order to actually find out if this is an effective method, we kind of do have to test more than one raid because he said the harder the raid, the more money you get. We're about to find out if that's really true after all. All right, all we got is the boss left, boys. The final showdown. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. There we go, boys. 3, 2, and boss is done. Oh, we got 100,000 for defeating him. Wait, that's it? Just 100,000 for the amount of time it took, because that was almost like 8 minutes. That's not worth it, man. That's not worth it. Only 13 hours 44 minutes remaining, and we're only at 12 million money, not even half of the goal, and we've already almost used up half of the time. We really got to start kicking things into second gear, otherwise my wallet is about to be in so much pain. So far, Second Sea has been very disappointing, but there's still one final method in Second Sea that I think will be a hit. Best way of making money in Blox is by grinding Sea Beast, or is it? You can make a lot of money XP grinding hunting Sea Beast, but boy, can it get boring. That is true, it can get kind of boring doing Sea Beast, but he is spinning there. For the last method in Second Sea, we have Sea Beasts. Now in Second Sea, the best way to Sea Beast farm is you go to Dock 2, which is where you spawn in Second Sea, talk to the luxury boat dealer or just regular boat, spawn a lantern, and what you do is you go straight ahead until you reach the sea. And the best recommended fruit for sea beast farming is the magma fruit. Now apparently this is the best and most effective money farming method in Second Sea, which I hope so, because all of the other ones have been dookie except the haunted ship. ship, and we need to start making some real progress, boys. Oh, you know what I forgot, boys? We are a ghoul race right now, and that is just not gonna fly. We need to be shark race, because against sea beasts, you're probably gonna hit the water, and I'm not trying to drown. This one's gotta be shark. This one's gotta be shark. Yes, sir. And now we just wait for a sea beast to spawn. 13 hours, 42 minutes left on the timer. Hopefully this goes quick. It has now been 5 minutes and still no sea beast. I'm starting to have doubts in this method, boys. Because it's taking so long, I pinged my Discord and now we've got a server full of people. Apparently, the more boats you have, the higher chance you have of spawning a sea beast. So hopefully this will speed it up. Here we go, boys. Here we go. After about 10 minutes, our first official sea beast. Okay, we got the whole squad. We got the whole squad. Let's get it. Boom, boom. Oh, 419,000 from that. That is actually not bad. After almost 30 minutes of waiting, we finally got another sea beast. Here we go, boys. Here we go. So far, I'm not gonna lie, this method isn't exactly the most worth it because it just takes like 20 minutes per sea beast. This is not that good. And sea beast down. Oh, I got a Fist of Darkness. So we got 400,000 from that. Now we're about to get 150,000 from Darkbeard. There we go. Another 100,000. All right, boys, we got another sea beast. It's gonna be the last one I farm in second sea. There we go, 424,000, and we're now at 20.5 million. Almost a quarter of the way to 100 mil. Sea beast farming is definitely the best method in second sea. We started off with 12 or 13 million and ended up getting to 20 million. However, we've already used up half of our time, so it's time to move on to the best methods of the video in the third sea. How to farm money or mastery. All right, let's see what he's got. 556 billion. Oh, nah, we gotta see this method, boys. We gotta see this method. First, need Buddha. Second, need Cyborg. Then we need Chocolate Land. Oh, he's gonna be farming the NPCs that Chocolate Land with Cyborg. Does he accept the quest as well, or does he just go around just packing them up? Looks like he's just gathering them up. You get 2,500 per NPC. That is actually really good. Let's see if this method is really good. All right, let's gather up all these NPCs. All right, let me see how much I get per NPC. 2,400, 2,700, 2,500. This actually looks like this may not be bad, boys. Hold up. Our meter is about half charged right now. As soon as we get this full, it's about to start going like hella quick. All right, there we go. We're done. Oh yeah, this is about to be a breeze. Bro. Plus we get the super jump, so we can just zoom around. We're gonna farm for about 30 minutes to an hour, and let's see how much money we end up getting within that time. We're at 20.7 million right now. Hopefully we can get at least 22 million in 30 minutes. 11 hours, 23 minutes remaining. It's been a little over 45 minutes, and we have just hit 25 million bellies, boys. This method is legit. That means you could easily get 5 to 7 million per hour. That is actually the best one so far of the video. It looks like we found our new #1 method, boys. But even as good as this method is, would you be surprised to know that this is still not better than the final method of the video? All right, next method, secret chest areas you probably know in Blox fruits. Looks like he's going to Haunted Castle. Oh, he's gonna go to the top of the mast. Yep, the flagpole. There's gonna be 3 diamond chests there. I think each of these give like 10k plus each. Yep, 9,000, 10,000, 9,000. And I guess that's his method right there. You just server hop and go to the mast every time. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is gonna top the Chocolate Land method just because, well, I mean, I just don't see how it's gonna do it. Especially since every time you server hop, you're gonna have to fly all the way up here, which is gonna take a little bit, and you only can get maximum 30k per server. This doesn't seem like it's gonna be better than the Chocolate Land, but let's do it a few times. Let's see what we get. So we're guaranteed to have a diamond chest up here. Yep, 3 diamond chests. Let's see what we get from this one. 12,000. Ooh, okay, that's not bad. 10,000 and 10,000 for that one. All right, so that's over 30,000 for that. Server hop though. This is the first server I've hopped in. This is a public server. Hopefully the chests are there. I don't think anyone would even go up to the top of here. And yep, they're right there. Okay, perfect. 10,000, 10,000, and 11,000. And they're there again. Okay, this is actually pretty consistent. 12,000, 10,000, and another 11,000. That's not bad, I won't lie, especially because this is probably gonna be there every time nobody goes up here. But still, we spent a couple minutes hopping those 3 servers only to get 100k maybe. Yeah, the chocolate method is 10 times better. So I'm not gonna waste any more time on this. We only have 11 hours, 20 seconds remaining. We gotta check out some other methods.
I'm one of the very few people that have 1 billion money.
He has 1 billion money? That's literally the max you can get in Blox fruits. All right, so I gotta trust what this guy says then.
All right, the next method is AFK farming.
AFK farming. We did that in second C for like 6 hours. We ended up only getting 600k, so I'm kinda skeptical about this, but let's see what he's got. Looks like for his method, he AFKs at Haunted Castle using Quake fruit. Stands right next to this tree. He also uses a chop accessory, which reduces cooldown by 15%. Let's see, how much money does he get per run though? So he's just spamming a bunch of sea quakes. It looks like he spams a bunch over. Ooh, that's a lot of money. And you know what? I actually have an idea of how I can make the method even better. So if we go over to second sea and go over to the haunted ship, we can go get the ghoul race from this NPC here. With the ghoul race, we'll be able to go in V4, and then the cooldowns will be significantly reduced. And if we couple that with the chopper hat, we'll be able to use the sea quake a lot lot more. And now the premise is we use dual tsunami, and then since we have ghoul v3, we'll be able to use it even when it's at 40% cooldown. So we get to use it twice in the span of one full cooldown. So you guys can see dual tsunami is still on cooldown. I'm gonna activate v3, and now I get to use it again right there. So this is gonna go by a lot quicker. And I just realized I'm stupid. I have sword stats. Looks like it takes about 4 C-Quakes total to kill an NPC. Let's see what we get now. Okay, 2200, 2200, 2200. That's not bad. Damn, that's not bad. Okay. For an AFK method, this isn't bad. This is almost as good as the Chocolate Land method. Obviously, it's a bit slower. Yep, all the NPCs dead here. We got probably like a good like 30k from that, which is not bad for an AFK method. I could see how this could be good if you're doing it overnight. However, we don't have overnight. We have less than 11 hours remaining, and I'm not gonna lie, this method is basically a worse version of the Chocolate Land method. Best way to farm money and mastery in 3rd Sea. All right, let's see what he got. Requirements, you have to have Longma boss unlocked. Okay, so I guess we're gonna be doing Longma boss farming. Okay, so he goes in the Longma room, gets the chest. Ooh, that's 4,000 per chest. Okay, 11,002 gives around 20k. Gives around 20k. Oh, for the chests, and then you kill the boss. Okay, how much do you even get for Longma? Let me see. Oh, 50k. So 20 plus 50k, 25k without game pass, 70k each run. You also get 1.5 million XP if you have 2 times mastery. Let's go ahead and try this out. I should have Longma spawned. I've been in the private server for quite a bit. Let's see. Yes, sir. There we go. Longma in here. All right, so you said to get all the chests. One, that's 4,900. It's 5,011. And then we have a diamond chest here, which is 11,000. All right, now we just pack up Longma. Hopefully they didn't nerf this boss because that video was pretty old. I swear if he doesn't get 50k. Ooh, 49k. 70k per run. That's actually not bad. All right, server hop. Here we go. Ooh, Longma boss is spawned, but somebody's fighting him. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We try to make it there quick. We try to make it there quick. Please, 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 please. No, he just killed him just as I showed up. No, bro. Oh, we can still get the chests here. Let me just see. Just so this run is not a complete waste, we can still get about 20k from all these chests total. There we go. Server number 3. It looks like llama's actually spawned in there. Okay, okay, okay. Pretty consistent, pretty consistent. Although this does seem like a pretty competitive boss because a lot of people are trying to fight Longma. It is, you know what I'm saying, a sought after boss to grind mastery. And most people need it just to even get Cursed Dual Katana. All right, boom, there we go. 59k that time. Oh, so you have a chance to get even higher. All right, all right. So we got over 80k this run. This method is not it. Half the time, he's not even here in the servers, and the amount of effort it takes to kill him and money you get is just not worth it. We got about 1 million for the 30 minutes I used on him though, so it's not bad, but I mean, it's just not comparable to the Chocolate Land method earlier. 10 hours, 27 minutes left. Is this even possible at this point, boys? All right, we got this clip here. Today, I'll be showing you the fastest way to get money in Blox Fruits. Yes, sir, that's what we're here for. Farming CBs is the easiest way to get money fast because you just have to AFK. Well, that's true. You do just have to AFK, but it took a long time for us to get CBs in 2nd Sea. However, I did hear that CB spawn much quicker in 3rd Sea. But there's one more thing about 3rd Sea. Not only do CB spawn more frequently, but we also have a chance of getting something called a Rumbling Waters, where 3 CBs will spawn at once. So you do the math. If we get 400k per CB, times that by 3, we're getting over a million per run almost. Now the best way to find Rumbling Waters is you have to go to Tiki Outpost, go over to this backside here, spawn a boat of your choice. I'm gonna go with the Miracle, and then you have to set out to sail and go to a danger level 4 or 5 for the highest chance to get a Rumbling Waters. Here we go. We got a CBs here. First CBs in here. In 2nd Sea, we got about 400k per CBs. Let's see, does it give more here? There we go, 424,000. Okay, so they actually give around the same amount, which is cool. Because if we get a Rumbling Waters, that means we're gonna get like 1.2 million per rumbling. All right, boys, we actually end up getting a Terror Shark here. Let's see if this thing is even worth fighting, because this thing is kind of hella difficult to fight. 30,000 health left. How much money do we get from this thing? Come on, come on. There we go. And 56,000. Not really worth it. Got it, boys. We got a Rumbling Waters. It's kind of hard to see right now, but you guys can see the 2 CBs right here. We got it in a danger 6. I can't even see anything right now, bro. This is definitely hard to fight, but now is the time. We're at 28.5 million right now. Let's see how much we get. There we go, 369, 411k. Let's get this one here. Oh my god, boys. Oh my god, we're already at 29.2. This is insane. 400,000. We literally got over a million from that. We started off at 28.5. We're at 29.7. Rumbling Waters is the way, boys. Rumbling Waters is the way. We may actually have a chance to get to 100 million. Another Rumbling Waters? Hold up, boys. Hold up. This is crazy. This is crazy. 2 Rumbling Waters back to back is crazy. We got this, boys. We got this. We got this. There we go, 400,000 for that. Can't even see a damn thing, bro, but I'm trying. Another 400,000, another 380,000. We're at 30.9. Only 9 hours and 50 minutes remaining, but we're at 31 million. And the rate we've been getting money with the Rumbling Waters, I actually have hope. All right, boys, it's been about 2 hours. We're at 49 million right now. We got another Rumbling Waters. Last CB's here. After we do this one, we will be at 50 million. There we go, boys. 50 million. We have unlocked the title of the richest in the world. And now we are 50% of the way done. Still have 8 hours, 55 minutes remaining. We've been actually like zooming through this, boys. Let's keep this pace up. Let's keep this pace up. Got another rumbling waters right here, boys. And we just hit 72 million bellies. We still got 7 hours, 36 minutes remaining. I think we have this one in the bag, boys. We are almost there. We have 30 million left. Another sea beast here. And that is 80 million down, boys. 20 million more to go. We've got just over 6 hours left. 85 million right now. Just 15 million more to go. We got this. And another rumbling waters has just spawned. That's one down. That's another down. Last but not least, one more sea beast right there. With that, we have now hit 90 million belly. We have 10 million left in just under 5 hours and 40 minutes remaining. We got this, boys. We actually got this. I can't believe how much progress we've made in just the last 3-4 hours. We actually went from like 25 million all the way to 90 million in just like 4 hours. I didn't think we'd be able to make up for all that last time, but we've done it. Final stretch, boys. 10 more million to go. Ladies and gentlemen, only 4 hours and 11 minutes remaining. And we are now on our final sea beast of the video. 24 hours straight of grinding. We actually cut it so close, a lot closer than I thought we would, bro. I did not think we would be able to do it. But with this sea beast here, we are going to hit 100 million. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. 100,158,658 money in just 24 hours. We finally did it, boys. Switch to Rengoku and type /Doluck V4. All right, so first things first, we got to equip the Rengoku blade. Here we go, right here. And you know what? I'm going to use both abilities on Zeolus just to give some extra luck. And then let's type in /Doluck V4. If this works, that would actually be insane, bro. I will do this every time if it works. You got to be kidding me, bro. A sand? Well, I guess I could have gotten worse things. But next up by Blind Monkey, he says, go to Hydra Island, die to one of the goats, then reset with a rocket, then eat chop, then leave game, then roll. Easy enough. First things first, we got to go to third sea. Now we've got to teleport to Hydra Town, come over to this waterfall. Somehow I have a good feeling about this one. I'm not gonna lie. All right, we got to go in here and we've got to die to the ghost. So let these boys just straight up jump me. This will be quick. All right. There we go. Damn, I lost 1,500 honor to them. Okay, this better be worth it. Next thing, I believe we have to reset with a rocket. We've got no issues doing this. There we go. Bye-bye rocket. Now we've got to eat the chop fruits. This is kind of extra. I'm not going to lie, but let's go ahead and eat that. Munch, munch. Then we've got to leave the game, and now we can roll. All right, Zeolus, please give me luck. Please give me luck. I did all that. Give me something good. Give me something good, and... I guess that's just fate, isn't it? We reset with the rocket fruit, and we ended up getting a rocket. This next guy's strategy is trade your love to barrier and spin. It'll give you a good fruit. And he also said, no, trade someone who is not your friend. You got me, because that was exactly what I was about to do. This shouldn't be too difficult at all, because I'm literally downgrading. But let's see. Trading love for barrier and spin. What the heck is going on here? These boys pointing a gun at each other? Hey, yo, chill, bro, chill. I don't got nothing. I don't got nothing. Give me fruit. Man's just straight up demanding it. He's shooting me. Trading love for barrier and spin. Someone please trade me. Anyone here have barrier and spin? Anyone? Anyone at all? Or am I just gonna sit here alone, waiting forever for the trade? Nope, looks like we got our trade right here. This guy named VXZS Dragon. He's got the barrier and spin that we're looking for. And I'm not gonna lie, this took way longer to look for than y'all thought. Anyways, we're about to get it right here. 3, 2, 1. Trade completed. Now the moment of truth. All that time trying to trade. Let's see if the method even works. And you gotta be kidding me. Another one that doesn't even work. All of that just for a damn chop. Next one, use V3 skill and click buy at the same time. Click or I rolled Kitsune 2 times. So man's got Kitsune twice from using that method. All right, so that means it's just gotta work for us, right? So we've got to use V3 and at the same time as click and buy, we got to use aura. There we go. And we get a smoke fruit. Okay, so that method just didn't work at all for us. This next one is interesting. Robbie says kill a player, then spin 3 to 5 times, and then the next spin is guarantee a luck. That should be easy enough considering we're at the ice fruit on this account. It is not awakened though, so I will have to rely on my other abilities. All right, we've got a guy right here. Let's see if we can take him out. I've got none of my usual resources that I do have my other accounts. Like I don't have soul guitar, but I got God, human, and ice. That should be more than enough. Oh, we got a guy locking over here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Don't you touch that ground. Come on. Get him here. Oh, we actually got him. Okay, 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 okay. Ice bird. Boom. Boom. Oh, I don't even have the moves of my God Human unlocked. Okay. We got him under half. We got him under half. This is good. This is good. I only have one of my abilities from God Human, so that is actually going to be tough to kill this man's. Oh, he got me with the dough ability. Ooh, let me hit it with Ice Bird. No, I just jumped straight into that. Okay, let me see. Ah, he got me with this piercing clothesline as well. We're gonna have to hold this. All right, let me Ken. Ooh, we got him there. Ice Bird. Boom, boom, boom. And we got him. 8.9k bounty. I honestly did not think we were gonna be able to get that kill, but somehow the unawakened ice cooked. Now we've just got to spin 3 times, and then the 4th spin will get exceeded luck, he said. All right, first spin. Here we go. It's probably not gonna get something good because he said the luck's not supposed to kick until the 4th, but oh, sand fruit. Okay, that's not bad. 2 more spins to go. Spin number 2. Let's see if our luck has upgraded at all. And okay, a chop fruit. All good though, because after the 3rd spin, that is when our luck should be upgrading and increasing. All right, now spin number 3. Will this work? Nope, we get a spin fruit. But he said after spin 3, that's when the luck kicks in, so this next one has to count. Here we go, the final spin of this trick. Will it be a waste of time, or will we actually get a fruit upgrade? Let's see. Come on, Zeolas, please. Oh, a dark fruit. Okay, I think this is actually the best fruit we've gotten in the video so far. Still not a mythical though. Next from Kurisu, they say equip the protagonist title and roll. With that title, Zeolas will know you stand on business. I like your thinking, Kurisu. The only question is, do I even have the protagonist title on this account? Only one way to find out. All right, here we go. Let's look through the titles. I don't even know where it's at. We're just gonna have to keep scrolling until we see it. So far, I don't have any. This account only has 61 out of the 177 titles. Luck of the draw, unstoppable force. Oh, the protagonist. Defeat 2 or more players at the same time. All right, all we have to do is enable that. Let me tell him I'm the protagonist. Yes, sir. A certain dominance over this man. So now he's gotta give me a good fruit. Come on. We get a bomb fruit. That did not work whatsoever. Just because that one didn't work doesn't mean that the next one won't. Next one though, defeat a sea beast with only rocket, then roll fruit. Really? Y'all really want me to do... Okay. I guess this video is testing out y'all guys' methods. And the only issue is I literally have 1 mastery on this account with Rocket, so we gotta go on a little bit of grinding, boys. Let me get this NPC here. Rocket Fist. Oh my god, this only did like a quarter of his health. Let me hit him again. Boom. Boom. There we go. Let's see how much mastery we get off of that. All right, we unlocked our next ability, Airstrike. All right. We only need 75 mastery to unlock the last ability. That's actually not that bad. Let's just quickly pack up this next one here. We should get our 3rd ability out this guy. And Missile Fist. Come on. Damn, only 39 mastery. All right, what if I just bunched all these boys up together? Nah, I just hit them all with the Missile Fist. Boom. There we go. 52 mastery, Rocket Crash. That's really all we need, to be honest. I don't need the last ability. All right, let me get my boat, Grand Brigade. Let's sail out to sea. Hopefully this don't take too long to fight a damn sea beast. It's been maybe 3 minutes, still no sea beast, so I'm gonna start moving. I heard this increases the chance of them spawning. Uh-oh, we got some ships right here. All right, let me just quickly take care of these ones. It's kind of annoying me, I'm not gonna lie. They're trying to take down my ship, boys. Trying to prevent me from farming these damn sea beasts. Here we go, Missile Fist, boom, Airstrike. All right, there we go. Low-key, I should have went to 3rd sea for this because the 2nd sea beasts they just never want to spawn. I sense a disturbance in the area. We have a sea... Oh, okay, he's actually kind of packing me up. The guy said I had to solo him with Rocket. He didn't say I had to only use Rocket. We're gonna be using our God Human moves. I ain't gonna lie. Because there's no way I'm about to fight this man with only Rocket. Let's see how this goes though. Missile Fist. 2,300 damage. That's not enough. Does my Rocket Crash even hit him? Let me see. Oh, it does. Perfect. Oh, I'm dying. I don't even know if I can solo this thing, bro. This is such a crazy challenge. Hold on, let me chill. We need to heal up. So using Rocket Crash is a big no-no. It literally just pushes me into the water, and I do not want to die to water damage. Oh, this is so damn difficult, bro. Why is CB so damn hard? Where's this health at? 42,000? We can actually do this. Missile Fist, Airstrike. Come on. 13,000 health left. Please. No. One more move. We gotta finish up with Rocket move. Missile Fist. There we go. Oh my gosh, bro. That was so close. I was literally like 2,000 health left. All right, now we go spin. All that work, we better get something good. Come on, Zeolas. Come on. We've got to get something good. From this. And yo, we got a Venom from this. Yo, there's no shot that actually worked. What am I even saying? I'm not even saying English right now, bro. I can't believe the whole CB strat with Rocket actually ended up paying off. We got a Venom. First mythical of the video. So this next guy is actually a bit long. So it says eat Rocket Fruit 3 times, then type /low-key, then type /luck, then type /jujubo TV style. All right, let's see if this works. I highly doubt it will, but maybe. You never know. All right, we got 7 rockets, so we've got definitely enough rockets. Here we go. Let's eat this. That's 1 out the way. This is so dumb, bro. I'm about to waste 3 rockets. Another one down the drain. There we go. And last one here. There we go. Last rocket. Now he said type /low-key. /luck. And last but not least, /Jujubo TV style. Come on. Give me the Jujubo TV luck. That man's got like some of the craziest luck I've ever seen. Please. You don't have enough money. Okay, well, this is actually embarrassing. Let me go fix that right now. Insufficient fund. I don't even have enough Robux or money. This is actually really embarrassing. All right, here we go. Peace has been restored. I now have the money. And I just retyped all the text just to make sure we get the maximum luck possible. Well, that obviously didn't work. That was very ridiculous. I had to spend Robux and my own money just to get a spring. This guy's strategy says try to kill all bosses in the sea you're in. This is about to be a whole damn mission, bro. All right, first things first, we've got to even make it to Port Town, like, which may be difficult because I feel like I'm about to get jumped right now. Oh, there's players right there. There's players right there. Come on. Just let me make it to Port Town, please. Since we're in 3rd sea, the first boss on the agenda is the stone boss. Oh my god. Rise, I'm about to spawn my damn boat. Oh my god, this boat just jump scared me. Yo, bro, he's tripping. You're tripping, my boy. Why? Oh, is he chilling now? He is not chilling. He's stampeding towards me. Yo, hold on. Let me just quickly spawn my boat. Please. Grab the gate. Oh, come on. Let me run away. Wait, I think we got away. No, we did it. Oh my god, he's running my boat. Bro, this is so damn menacing, dog. Oh wait, you can't do anything except he's slowly damaging my damn ship. Please, can you just leave me be? What did I do? Oh wait, he's stuck behind now. Yes, we got ahead. Eat my dust, mammoth. Eat my... What the... Is this man hacking? There's no shot. He actually just like dashed his way over here, bro. That is wild. This man is on a mission, bro. He is dedicated to killing me. I don't even understand why either. You know what? It's time to unleash the beast. I'm tired of him. I'm getting tired of you, bro. You leave me no choice. Boom. Oh my god. Oh my... Yo, I'm running. That's not even fair. All that struggle, we finally made it to Port Town, boys. Didn't think I would see the day. Now, is the stone boss here? Let us find out. Oh, looks like he's here. Somebody's fighting him. I need to get some credit. We need to quickly just start fighting him while he's still here. Flame destroyer. Come on. There we go. That's the way right there. Where'd he just go? Oh, there he is, right there. Now, I do have this leopard fighting with me. However, the guy didn't say we had to solo the bosses. We just have to kill every boss in the sea. So if I can get credit, I think it counts. Oh my god, this damn leopard, bro. Oh, first we had to worry about the mammoth. Now we have to worry about the leopard. What is this, a damn zoo? Just let me get enough credit to kill this man's, bruh. Flame destroyer. Boom. There we go. And we got credit. Sheesh. I'll take that. First boss stone down. We have like 5 more to go. And this has already been so much of a struggle on this account. I'm not gonna lie. Next boss we have, though, is the Island Empress. And I've actually decided to eat the love fruit just to make this easier on this account. And there she is. Island Empress. You about to catch the craziest mirror match. I ain't gonna lie. Let's make this quick, boys. Crazy how she's still using the old version of love. Meanwhile, we got the new upgraded version. And final heart shot here. That was actually pretty easy. Only a few more 3rd sea bosses left, but next we have Kilo Admiral. This boss is irrelevant and nobody cares about her, so let's just make this quick. Let's just pack her up. This is a crazy mission. All this just for a fruit, which is probably gonna be a crap fruit, let's be real. All right, here we go. Kilo Admiral should be down. Now we've got to go over to Turtle Island where we'll fight like 3 or 4 bosses. All right, here we go. Captain Elephant right there. This is like one of the most annoying ones. I'm not gonna lie. He's like my arch nemesis. For some reason, I just always have crazy trouble with this boss. Yep, and it would appear this time is no different. All good because we got that crazy comeback flow, boys. Watch. There we go. Sheesh. And we're actually unlocking all of our love moves as we're doing this. Uh-oh, is that a player? Please no. Why? What did I do? Just relax, bro. Relax. I'm not even trying to fight you for real, bro. I'm not even trying to fight you, bro. Please, leave me alone. You know what? You got it, bro. You got it. Because now I have this. Died recently. The players won't be able to get me now. Beautiful pirate. Here we go, boys. Heart shot, boom, Cupid zone, and that is beautiful pirate down. And we got Ken Vander, damn. Next up, Longma, and I'm about to make this quick. We about to speed run through this like we Sonic. Oh my god, we got players in here. 2 players, bro. What did I do to deserve this, bro? Double team, was that really even necessary, bro? Well, let's just finish the job. Let's get it. There we go. Longma down. 1 boss left. This has been a crazy journey. Final boss, 3rd sea, and she's not even here. All right, what about this server? Still no. All right, we finally got into a server where she's here, but 2 people are already fighting her, so we're just going to jump in straight to the middle. Hopefully I can get credit. Hopefully these people don't just straight up jump me. Like, I've just been getting straight up bullied throughout this entire video. This time, it's got to be different, though. It's got to be different. Let me kill this guy. 8.9k bounty. I'll take it. I should 100% have credit now. Heart shot. Yep, we've dealt like over 40,000 damage. We should be good. Final boss here, boys. Final final boss there. That was a whole damn mission and a half. Let's see if it was worth it. I spent like almost an hour doing that. Just an hour wasted. Please, Zeolus. Oh, a spider fruit. Second highest roll we've gotten in the video next to the venom fruit. Although I will say this is just definitely not a mythical. Still taking that though. Trick number 10. Threat Zeolus and hold a gun in front of him. That is actually wild and I love it. Let me go ahead and pull out this acid rifle, bro. We're about to hold this man at gunpoint. All right, listen to me, Zeolus. Give me a good fruit before I find your family. I have a gun and I'm not afraid to use it. Go ahead. Give me a good fruit, my boy. Give me a good fruit. And I'm about to hold this gun to your head the entire time I'm spinning, bro. Making sure he gives me a good fruit. Come on, man. Don't make me come out their family, bruv. Well, looks like that man's about to lose a family member because I got a damn spike fruit. That just did not work. Although I have seen the craziest clips in the past where someone points a gun at Zeolus and ends up getting kitsune. So I don't know, man. Ain't work for me, though. This guy's trick is go from first C all the way to third C only using flash step and you will get kitsune. Why? Just why? I'm gonna be here for like 10 minutes. I can't believe I'm actually about to do this. This is ridiculous. All right, let's go ahead and just try it out. Flash step, and that's all we get. So we have to wait until we get the flash step back. And we've got to make it over there in Middletown to make it to second C. Should be getting my next flash step right about now. There we go. Uh-oh, I gotta get out the water. It's actually kind of perfect that I have ice on this account as well. That way I can actually attempt this. There we go. Another flash step. This is gonna take a while. Third flash step here. We're almost at Middletown, boys. It's now within reach. All right, we made it to Middletown. Now we just need one more flash step to get to the experienced captain, and then we'll be at second C. I don't know why y'all make me do these damn challenges, bro. Like, this is so dumb. But we made it to second C. This is where it's gonna start getting tough, though. I'm not gonna lie. In first C, it's chill because everyone's minding their own business. But in second C, this is where the toxicity players start to show up. I have a feeling I'm gonna be killed along the way of me trying to make it to Dock 3. That's the first flash step out the way there. Next one should be right about now. Let's see how far can I make it with this one. Can I make it this far? Yep. All right, cool. We're out of safe zone now, boys. We're out of safe zone. I'm kind of scared. Oh no, a god has arrived, Castrina. Oh my god, bro. Literally right on cue. The moment I saw that man arrived, he was already on my tail, but he actually kind of helped me out. Look, I spawned at a different area now. Not bad. Him killing me helped me there, I guess. Let us keep moving, boys. Let us keep moving. He has made this actually much easier for me since now we have this died recently PvP disabled icon. All right, we've just made it to the cafe, which is a checkpoint. So if for whatever reason I end up dying, we'll spawn back here. And we finally made it to the bridge. And I can see the end zone right there, boys. That little dock right there is our end zone. We're nearing towards the end of this little treacherous challenge. Almost there, boys. Almost there. We have one final flash step and we'll be done with this. If I don't get at least a mythical from this, I'm gonna be upset. I've spent 10 minutes just flash stepping. There we go, Mr. Captain. Wait, am I still not close enough to talk to him? That is actually wild. That is so wild. I'm right in front of him. All right, I guess one final flash step to go. There we are. Now, let's head to third C. All right, we're in Port Town. It's done. Now, all he said we had to do was flash step to third C. He didn't say we had to make it to the gacha in third C, so I'm about to fly my way over there. All right, here we are, floating turtle. The gacha awaits us. I feel like we did all that just to get a common fruit, man, but you never know. Maybe the gacha could prove us wrong. Yeah, it definitely didn't prove us wrong. All that 12 plus minutes wasted for a spike. This guy here says, do any fruit transformation and roll, you will get a mythical. Yeah, I think I could do that. Now, unfortunately, on this account, the only fruit that I have that has a transformation is the rubber fruit, and I'm almost certain this has 0 mastery. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and check. Let's see how much mastery this has. I am not confident whatsoever. Yeah, 1 mastery. Okay. Give me 1 sec, boys. And boom, 225. We got the transformation. Now let's head back to the gacha. What's good, Zeolus? Got something to show you, my boy. Let me show you this transformation. Sheesh. I'll give me a damn mythical fruit before I use this jet pistol on you, bro. Don't make me do it. I'll aim it this way for now, but if you don't give me a mythical, I will hit you with it, bro. I will hit you with it. And, well, we ended up getting a dark fruit, which is not bad, but it is not what I asked for. This next one's a bit of a long one. He says, go reset your Buddha on the first C and walk all the way from first C to third C, starting from Pirate Starter to Floating Turtle. PvP a player and win 1 time, then trade someone a rocket for a mythical. I tried it and I got T-Rex. Now that is a stupid amount of stuff, but we gonna do it. All right, we're back on my main. First thing I gotta do is head all the way to 3rd C. Wait, what the heck? Yo, what happened to bro's pants? Yo, experienced captain, what are you doing? And you too, C captain? Dog, they out here freeballing it? Like, bro, what did I miss? Anyways, now we are in 1st C and I've got to reset a physical Buddha. Do I even have one? I do not have one. Okay. I know this is a complete trade, but I need to get through this video, bro. It's 5 a.m. I don't even care at the moment. We're getting this Buddha right now. All right, now that we got that out the way, we're on the Marine starter right now. Now I've got to reset my Buddha. RIP my leopard, man. I just traded that just for me to reset a Buddha. There we go. Goodbye, Buddha. Oh my God, that was so painful. And now we're about to go through something even more painful because we have to walk from this island all the way to floating turtle in 3rd C, bro. This is about to be insane. I think this may be worse than the flash step one because at least with the flash step one, you get like bursts of movement. This, I'm just moving slow the entire time. All right, we are almost at the experienced captain. We're about to be in 2nd C shortly. All right, here we go. Experienced captain, take me to 2nd C. All right, let's make this quick. Let's make this quick. Although I may get jumped in this, so we gotta be prepared. Let me see, what are my stats? All right, we got block through stats, and I got ice. We should be straight. If I run into anybody, I'm gonna straight hit him with the absolute 0. We're gonna be chilling. Almost at the cafe, the checkpoint. Once we get past there, it really doesn't even matter if we die. Uh-oh, I hear Kitsune. I hear Kitsune somewhere. Hold on, let me activate Ken. Ooh, there's a Kitsune right over there. There's also a lot of people over here. High populated area, boys. High populated area. I don't like this. I'm just sitting here like a walking duck, bruh. Question is, will any of them attack me? Oh, they're already fighting each other. That's interesting. I do not want to get involved. Yeah, let me just walk by all these boys like nothing happened. Hopefully none of them attack me. I'm just watching like straight up like jump combos going on. It's a Kitsune and a doe versus 1 Buddha. This is sad to see, and I'm just ignoring it all. All right, we're pulling up on the bridge. Uh-oh, no. Why are you even daring? Maybe he's not daring. Maybe he just wants to go by me. I don't know why it would hit me though. Definitely very confusing. Almost there, just a little bit more to 3rd C. Here we go, boys. Mr. Captain, take me to 3rd C, the final stretch. This here is going to be the longest part though, because I've got to go from Port Town all the way over there. Actual insanity that y'all making me go through this. Actual insanity. Oh, a Blox just spawned. Maybe if that's still there after we're done doing this gacha test, I'll go get it. And a pirate raid? Okay, this is a lucky server. This is a lucky server. Now I've just got to endure all this by walking. Oh, a 9.5 million bounty player just joined. Let me go ahead and pre-prep. First to katana. Let me equip that soul guitar. We're ready. Uh-oh, there he is right there. There mans is right there. This is not good. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. Please don't do it. Oh my God. I didn't want to have to do it to you, bucko. Why do they always make me do it? Hold on. You know what? Forget it, bro. You leave me no choice. Bro. You want to do this to me? I'll go back to my placement beforehand, boys, but I'm not about to let this boy just kill me and reset all my progress. I'm about to pack him up and ship him out. You ain't like that. You ain't not like that. Icebird, boom. Let me hit him here, boom. Yup, you're getting packed. Get him there. Don't run now, bucko. Do not run now. You're not the only one I can go V4. Boom. GG. 17k honor. You should have left me be, bro. Now I'm going back to walking. We're almost at turtle. After we get the turtle, we then have to 1v1 somebody and win. Then we have to trade someone a rocket for a mythical, which is not even possible unless you do the permanent. And then we roll. Any second now. And there we go. The floating turtle text has appeared. So I'm going to say we officially made it to floating turtle, boys. It's time to pack someone up. And considering we're using the ice fruit, this should be very easy. I mean, we just beat a 9.4 million on the water. Looks like we've got a player right over here, huh? Let's get him. Boom. Let's get him with this. Glacier. And I'll take that. 11k honor. That was it. That was our kill. Now, what I'm about to do is we have to get a permanent rocket by that, and somehow we've got to get a mythical out of this. Let me say trading perm rocket for gravity. That's like totally not a scam, you know what I mean? Like that's a fair trade. All right, we found somebody that has a gravity. I'm trading permanent rocket and sound. He didn't say it had to be only rocket, so I had to sweeten the deal to get this trade. This is still technically a mythical for rocket though, so there we go. Trade completed. Now we can finally do the spin. This one took so long to do, so I'm hoping. Hey, look, this guy right here says Slash is Yola's best admin. He's doing his own little trick right here. Looks like it didn't work for him. Let me see if mine works though. I did all this. I'm probably gonna get something bad, but let's see, boys. Magma fruit. It's actually not bad. Not good though. Not very good though. Considering the amount of work I put into that, it is not worth it. Either these tricks are dookie cheeks or my luck is just that bad. Honestly, it's hard to tell which is true. Next though, Ichigo says use Rengoku, hold the X move and type Bankai. Oh, I'm about to have fun with this one. Let me go ahead and look for the Rengoku. There we go. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Bankai. Zanka no Tachi. All right, I'm getting a little carried away with this. Let me type in Bankai. Hit him with that. Boom. And let's go for the spin, boys. Let's go for the spin. This is about to be the most legendary spin of all because of the Yamamoto Bankai. Come on, come on. That is just so crazy, bro. Like, I gave him the whole Bankai thing and everything, bro, and he still gave me a damn rocket fruit. Another one that didn't work. Kiyotaka says reset with a dragon and do a gacha, and he put in parentheses worked for me. This is so painful. I feel like I've like done like some of the craziest things in this video just for the sake of trying to prove these real or fake. None of them have worked. I doubt this is going to, but we gotta do it. I can't believe I'm actually considering this, let alone actually fully going through with it. Dragon is a technically unobtainable fruit right now. You can't get it from the gacha, you can't buy it permanent, you can't get it from Notifier, and I'm about to reset it with it. That is like, oh my gosh. Please give me a mythical, please. Well, boys, we did it. We got the mythical falcon fruit. Oh my god, bro. That is just not what I was looking for. RP Dragon. Commented down, RP Dragon. Well, that little hack didn't work. And for the first myth, apparently Cyborg V3 can one-shot a boat. So to do this, I'm gonna have one of my friends summon a boat. Normally this ship has 1,200 health. Let me activate V3. And damn, that thing didn't even last at all. So it took care of that ship easy. We're gonna see if this can one-shot the biggest ship. This is the boat that has the most health in the game other than Beast Hunter, 2,500. Let's see if Cyborg V3 takes this out. And oh, this one's surviving longer, and it's still drowned. Okay, wow. So this myth is true. Cyborg V3 actually does one-shot a ship. Now that was a pretty cool myth, but for myth number 2, apparently if you use parallel escape while standing on lava, you take no damage. So now let's try it with parallel escape. Let's see if we take damage on lava, and we very much do. I am dying quick, bruh. So that myth is false. That was just not true at all. Myth number 3, the age-old question: do you get better fruits the higher sea you're in? Now to start this off, we're gonna head over to first sea, do a gacha. Then we'll go to second sea, do a gacha, compare the first versus second sea. And lastly, we'll do third sea. Me personally, I think this is fake, but we're about to find out right now, boys. First sea, let's see what we get. And we got a spike fruit. Yeah, that's pretty dookie, bro. That's dookie. Now let's head back to second sea. I got my friend Jason about to do a gacha right here. Let's see what he gets. He said best fruit, spike. Damn, he got spike too. That's crazy. So far, this myth's looking false, but I guess we're about to find out on third sea. Got my boy Husky doing a gacha, and let's see what he gets. And no shot. I ain't gonna ask you to drop it, man, but that's actually kind of crazy. Blizzard for the third sea, a legendary fruit. Even though technically third sea had the best roll, I'm still gonna say this myth is false because first and second sea there was literally no difference. It's just 100% luck based. So myth false. Myth number 4, portal parallel escape can negate water damage. All right, let's activate it. Parallel escape. Let's go in the water. Let's see. Oh, there's no damage. The moment it ended, I started taking damage again. Nah, that's actually fire. Let's see that one more time. All right. Parallel escape. Yeah, no damage. Look at that. That's kind of crazy. Now that one surprised me, but let's see if this next one will. For myth number 5, apparently the more mastery you have, the more damage you'll deal with weapons, fighting styles, or fruits. All right, now to test this out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna equip one of my lower mastery weapons like Hype or something. Now that we have equipped, let's go ahead and do an M1. Let's see how much damage this does. M1, 1,398. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill a bunch of these NPCs so we can get our mastery up, and then we'll check the damage then. We're at 83 mastery right now. There we go, last NPC there. Now we're at 107 mastery. That's about a 20 mastery difference. Let's see how much gone up. Oh look, 1,410. That myth is actually true. I never even knew about that. The more mastery you have, the more damage your weapon, fighting style, and fruit deals. Myth number 6, if you start a raid while in combat, you can PvP inside the raid. So let me tell my boy, come to Sea Castle. There we go, we're in combat. Let me go ahead and buy a raid ship. Let's see, are we able to PvP? No, we're not. We're still allied. Now, that raid myth wasn't true, but let's see if this next one is. Apparently, if you're sitting in the raid boat, when the raid ends, it'll bug the game. Right now, my boy's on the second island, so we'll see when he finishes. Third island down, fourth right there. And now the moment of truth, boys. Is this myth true? And, oh, yo, it took the boat to the land with me. What the heck? Wait, it just disappeared. Okay, well, that glitch only lasts for a second, but I would say that is true, bro. That is actually weird. I don't think you'll ever use that myth, though, but it's still pretty cool. Myth number 8, if you use Do-Z on the ground, it'll fling you up. Now, if we go ahead and equip Do and use missile jab, you guys can see it has a little bit of pushback when you just use the move in general, but apparently if you aim it at the ground, it'll fling you up in the air. So I guess let's find out. All right, here we go. Let's aim it down. Boom. Oh, damn, that actually kind of flings you kind of high up in there. Okay, myth true. Next up, if you hold Superhuman X and equip another fighting style while holding it, it'll make you stuck forever. Gotta say goodbye to my Electric Claw fighting style. Let's talk to the martial arts master. There we go, Superhuman. Let's hold Superhuman X while trying to talk to Sabi. Huh, it doesn't even let you. All right, well, I tried it on Sabi. Let me see if it works on any of the other NPCs. Let me just try this real quick. All right, there we go. I'm holding Conqueror Gun while talking to this guy. Let's switch to Death Step, and it worked. I'm stuck. What the heck? Yo. Okay, so this myth is actually true. If you do that, you literally just become stuck. Now, that was pretty cool, but I think you'll like this next one even more. We all know about the mansion in 3rd C, a place where people can be safe, or so you thought. There is actually an area in the mansion where there is not a safe zone. Apparently, if you go up these stairs and go in this upper left corner, there will be no safe zone there. You guys can see the safe zone over here. Let me jump up. Now there's no safe zone. Okay, hold on. So I should be able to hit my friend, right? Let me see. Oh, I can actually hit him. That myth is true. Now, we all know about the Buddha shift glitch, where you unshift the Awakened Buddha, quickly switch over to a sword, and now you have massive swords which have increased hitbox. But apparently, for this next myth, it works for guns as well. Now, normally when you go to Buddha and you pull out a weapon, you guys can see it's still pretty small. I don't even know how this is going to work, but let's go ahead and try it. We shift, unshift with the gun. Oh, wait, hold on. That does look like it got a little bit bigger. Not as big as the swords, but look, that does look kind of bigger. Let's look at the size right now. You guys can see. Let's put it away, pull it back out. Yeah, it got like 5% bigger. Let's try it out with a different gun though. Let's say Kabucha. All right, let's try it again. There we go. Oh, wait, actually, this looks kind of big. Hold on. Put it away, pull it back out. I think it did get slightly bigger. I can't really tell, but to me, it looks like it got slightly bigger, so I'm gonna say true. But let's see if this next myth is true. Apparently, Control Gamma Rush can hit players in the safe zone. So in case you guys didn't know, when you use Gamma Rush, it hits anyone inside of the room. So the theory here is that we hit somebody outside of the room with Gamma Rush, and it should hit players inside the safe zone as well. So I got my friend Mirage here. Let me go ahead and hit him with the Gamma Rush. My friend Exotic is in the cafe. You guys can see him right there. Like, don't believe it is hitting him right now. Let me see. Okay, hit Mirage. Let me see. Did it put me in combat with him? And no, cannot attack players in the safe zone. So this does not work whatsoever. Myth fake. Myth number 13, ice fruit doesn't take damage from lava. I don't believe this because it'd literally be the exact opposite of the point of ice, but I'm here to bust them, see if they're true or not. Let's go ahead and do it. And oh, that's already false. I took damage. Let's see. I mean, I'm standing still right now. I'm not taking damage. Let's walk around. Oh yeah, we're done. We're done. That myth is not true at all. But what about this next myth? Apparently, you can glitch the Saber Expert out of his little zone. So what you need to do is equip Sadie and use the Swords Dance while he's in the corner or whatever. And I guess it's supposed to glitch him out of the area. Let's see. Oh, it actually got him out. Hold on. Let me go see. He's not in the room. He's outside. He's right here, bro. So you could actually use this to troll first C players and like get the Saber Expert to kill him. That's actually kind of cool, man. Myth confirmed. Myth number 15. If you use Rocket Flight and quickly switch over to another fruit, it'll bug you and make you fly forever. I don't know if the timing on this is hard, so let's go ahead and try. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh, no, it didn't work. Okay, maybe I got to try that again. Let's try this one more time. Let me click equip. Blast off. Oh, it worked. I'm literally floating. My hands aren't even on the keyboard right now, bro. My hands aren't even on the keyboard right now. I'm literally just floating infinitely. Okay, so that myth is confirmed. And that was a cool one, but I think this next one will be even better. Myth number 16. If you unequip Curse to Katana right after hitting someone with the Slayer of Goliath, it'll make them stuck forever. All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. Apparently, if I open my menu, now I use Slayer Goliath, right? Moment it hits, unequip, he can't move. He's literally stuck. He's literally stuck, bro. And now I can do whatever I want with this man. Yes, sir. No, Diddy. I'm just playing, bro. So that was how it looked like on him, but now I'm going to show you how it looks when he does it on me. And this will also tie into our next myth. He's got to do it real quick. There he goes. Boom. Now I'm stuck. For our next myth, if you teleport while being stuck like this, you'll get kicked from the game. So let me teleport somewhere far like Fountain. You guys can see my hands aren't on the keyboard. I'm literally like just flinging like this. And the game anti-cheat is going to kick in and kick me from the game any moment now. All right, I've been doing this for about 5 minutes and even teleporting to different islands to see how it would react and if it would kick me. I haven't gotten kicked yet. It's a cool glitch, but false myth nonetheless. Next myth though, Ice Admiral in First C is invincible if you don't have the quest active. So if you go over to Frozen Village and go under here, you can see there's this door, which normally would open if you had the quest line, but we don't, so we have to teleport through it like so. And you guys can see there's a Ice Admiral boss. Now, apparently he's gonna be invincible if you don't have the quest. Let's see, let's try to attack him. Okay, I'm attacking him. Oh wait, I'm dealing no damage. Okay, so this myth is actually true. You can't damage him unless you have the quest. So while we're still on the portal fruit, for this next myth, you can M1 and even use gun M1s while in portal escape. Now normally when you use parallel escape, if you M1 or use a move, it instantly takes you out of parallel escape. Here we go, parallel escape. Let's see if I can M1 him. I can M1 him. I can literally M1 him and hit him while in parallel escape. Hold on, let's try that again with guns. Parallel escape once again. Literally hitting him with the M1s and can hit him with the damn Kabucha M1. And he's even surprised. He's saying, huh? Wait, what? I actually didn't know that. And for those of you portal mains, that could actually be very useful for you. W myth. Moving on to myth number 12. 20% of the video, Cyborg V3 skill can break obstacles in the game. Throughout Blox Fruits, there are random walls that can be broken, such as this wall right here. If you use a skill on it, you guys can see it is now broken. Normally, you need to use like a specific skill on a weapon to be able to break it. For example, Dark Air Slash wouldn't be able to, as you guys can see right there. But let's see if Cyborg V3 works. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, boom, and it does not work. So Cyborg V3 does not break obstacles. That myth is fake. And while we're in second C, for myth number 21, apparently on the cold side of hot and cold, there's a chest inside every one of the igloos. Let me go ahead and see if I can teleport inside. Oh, there's a chest inside here. Huh? I didn't even know that. Okay, that first one had a chest in it. Let's check this one. This one has a chest too, bro. There's no shot that third one has one, bro. Oh, it does. It does. It has a chest. It has a chest in there, bro. That's actually crazy. We're out here learning second C lore that I didn't even know. Chests in all of the igloos. That myth is confirmed. Now, that was some cool second C facts, but let's go for some third C ones. For those of you players who are max level and tried to get in the Shark Acre, you would know in order to craft the monster magnet, you need Fool's Gold, which supposedly is only supposed to drop from a haunted ship C event. But apparently regular ship raids drop Fool's Gold as well in third C, but it doesn't appear when they drop. I have 7 Fool's Gold. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out to sea, and if we get a regular pirate raid, we're gonna defeat it and see if my Fool's Gold goes up. All right, here we go. Finally got a normal ship raid. Let's go ahead and destroy it and see if we get any Fool's Gold. One of them's down. We iron 25 fragments. Let's see. Boom, another one down. Iron 25 fragments. We had 7 Fool's Gold beforehand. Now let's go ahead and check our Fool's Gold. We had 7 before. Let's see if we increase. 10 Fool's Gold. So this myth is actually true. Now, I don't know why it doesn't notify you that you obtained Fool's Gold. Must have been a mistake on the dev's part, but Blox Fruits team, please fix this. Not many people know about that. Next myth, apparently if you use a transformation, then teleport to third C, it'll bug you. Now, I highly doubt if this is even gonna be true, but we're here to test it out. Let's go ahead and do Buddha shift. Let's talk to the experienced captain. There we go. Let's teleport to third C, and here we go. And nothing happens. Just a normal game. I can still transform and shift. Yeah, nothing happened. That was a little bit disappointing, but let's see if this next one isn't. Apparently, if you equip the magma fruit, spawn a boat and go out to sea, and go under the boat like this, and use magma shower, it'll give you magma arms, like a bug or something. So let's test this out. Let's go under the boat like this. Magma arms, magma shower. Oh, there we go. It worked. So you have to like kind of like drown yourself a little bit, go into the boat and use it to the point where it interrupts the move, and then it just creates this like blob of magma, bro. That's weird. Myth confirmed. Next myth, apparently Cyborg V4 is faster than Mink V4. Now, I don't really believe this one, but that's what we're here to find out. Got my friend Mirai here. He's gonna be Mink V4. I'm gonna be Cyborg V4. Let's go ahead and get each other V4 real quick. There we go. I got my V4. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna race around this little circle and back here, and the first person to get here wins. Let me say 3, 2, 1, and go. So let's go ahead and do it. There we go. With the V4 jumps, I should have a decent lead, I'm pretty sure. I think we actually might be in the lead heavy here, boys. Damn, Cyborg V4 might actually be faster than Mink V4, boys. What the? Look at this. I won. I won. Wait, if I did another Cyborg jump at the end, I would have won, but he just barely won, man. He said, yeah, I think you won that. Yeah, I kind of messed up at the end by not doing another Cyborg jump, but like in terms of actual speed, Cyborg V4 with the super jumps is way faster. I clear way more distance. So that myth is actually confirmed, man. Now that was a cool one, but I'm interested to find out if this next one is true. For the next myth, apparently you can make Kitsune fly while in Angel V4. So first things first, I gotta reset my race. Hopefully we get Angel first try. There we go, Angel race. Now what I'm gonna do is get both Kitsune form and V4 at the same time. There we go, V4, let's activate it. Now let's go ahead and transform to Kitsune, and let's see. If I hold space, I should be able to fly, right? Okay, hold on. It's not working. Normally when you hold space, you should be able to float with Angel V4. It's not working. Okay, what about Q? I can't even glide with it. Okay, yeah, this just straight up does not work at all. I was hoping that would, because normally, as you guys can see right here, you can levitate and also glide and fly with Angel V4. Normally it works while holding moves, but it seems like with this, it does not. Myth sadly busted. But while we're on the Angel race, this next myth is not really kind of a myth, but just an experiment, I guess. But apparently using Gravity X with the Angel Bow is a one-shot. So let's go ahead and test it out. So I got my friend Mirai here. I got the Angel V4 active. Let's use Gravity Obeisance and go up to him. Let's see if this one-shots him. And it almost does, but it doesn't. Oh my gosh. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't. I thought that would. Myth busted though. That does not one-shot. He is a 30 million bounty though. Let's see if it works on a 2.5 mil. Here we go. Let's use it. Gravity Obeisance with this. And oh, it did. It one-shot at a 2.5 million. So technically this myth is still confirmed, bro. Now that was pretty OP, but we have one more Angel V4 myth to test out. And it's that a Angel V4 can't make a Ghoul V4 Neo. I'm gonna be honest, this has got to be capped. But we here to test it out. Now let's put it to the test. He has his domain. I have my Angel domain. Let me step up closely and Well, no more questioning about that. He definitely is kneeling, and that boy getting packed up. That myth was just straight up false. Fake myth. Now, you remember the Buddha sword glitch from earlier, right? Well, supposedly you can do it with T-Rex as well. So as you can see, my sword is pretty massive right now. Okay, pause. So what you have to do is you have to get your Fury meter full with T-Rex so you can transform. Next step, we have to pull out a smoke fruit. Hopefully I have one right there. And as we're transforming, we have to quickly switch out and pull the smoke fruit out. That way we can go invisible. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, I did that perfectly. Now we are an invisible T-Rex. Here's where the next step comes in. What we need to do is we need to switch over to the Warden sword. There we go, equip that. Then we got to use the Z move. There we go. And you guys can see now I am back to normal, but my sword is literally twice as big. Also, if we switch to any other weapon while like this, it'll stay big as well. You guys can see, look at that. Now my shark anchor is like twice the size of what it would have been if I was normal size. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed, but my character's also like twice as big. So yeah, that myth is confirmed, but will it work for guns as well? I guess all we got to do to find out is pull out this gun, right? 3, 2, 1, boom. The gun is still small. Okay, so yeah, this does not work for gun. That myth is false. Now, we all know the rubber fruit is immune to rumble, right? As you guys can see, I'm not getting hit by this lightning. But apparently, the rubber fruit is also immune to pole V1 and V2 moves. Let me tell my friend, go ahead and equip pole V1 and try using a move on me. Go ahead, use a move. Okay, no, I still got hit by that. What about the second move? Yep, still got hit by that too. That's a little surprising. I thought I wouldn't get hit since it's lightning technically, but maybe I'll still be immune to pole V2. Let's find out. And I am not immune. Now, that didn't work, but let's see if this next one does. Apparently, if you use El Diablo on Soul Guitar, it has life steal capabilities. So let me tell my friend to come here real quick. Get me low, my boy. All right, there we go. There we go. That's good enough. That's good enough. We have 2,700 health. I'm going to use El Diablo and let's see if my health goes up. Oh, it is going up a considerable amount. Damn, it just jumped up to 4,000. So that myth is actually confirmed. And while we're on Soul Guitar, this next myth may be interesting. Apparently, if you teleport to Haunted Castle, go over to the living skeleton and hit them with the Soul Guitar M1, it'll actually heal them. I don't believe that at all, but let's go ahead and just test that out. Let me get this boy low real quick. Let me hit him with the M1. No, it's still dealing damage. It is still dealing damage. I don't know who came up with that myth, but that is just not true. Apparently, you drown in water twice as fast when you have sand activated. Now, to test this out, we're going to go ahead and do it right now without sand. Let's see how quick I drown. I would say this is probably about like close to 10 seconds around there. Now let's go ahead and equip the sand fruit and see how quick we drown now. In the anime, canonically, sand is twice as weak to water than most other devil fruits, so they should make sense. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is quick. That is way quicker, bro. That myth is confirmed 100%. Next myth, apparently when you dash, you go further if you jump. Okay, normal dash goes what, like 1, 2, 3 squares. Let's do a dash and a jump. Oh, you do go further. You go like twice as far. Okay, that's actually interesting and useful. So if you're in PvP, make sure to utilize them jumps, boys. Myth number 36, you can get more than 3 rumble dashes. Now the timing on this is a bit hard to do, but what you have to do is you have to wait a little bit between each electric flash. Electric flash 1, wait a second. Electric flash 2, wait a second. Electric flash 3, wait a second. Now let me start spamming it. Oh, I do not believe that worked. Here's a video of a guy doing it right here though, and he's about to demonstrate how you do it. So this myth, I believe, is confirmed. I just got the timing wrong. You guys can see right here, he's spamming the F button. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He got 7 dashes there. So clearly the myth works. I just couldn't get it down. Number 37, apparently if you activate V4, transform to leopard, then reset in water, something crazy happens. Don't really know what that's gonna do. I think I'm just gonna end up dying. So like, let's just try to do it, bro. Okay, and I don't think anything happened. That myth is just false. But let's see if this next one isn't. Apparently, you can make a fruit invisible. And what you have to do is you have to reset, and as you're resetting, you drop the fruit, and apparently it'll become invisible. So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna reset, boom, but I'm gonna drop the fruit. You guys can see I dropped that out of my inventory. It should be on the ground, right? In this exact area, I should be able to pick it up. Let me see. Let me go on the ground. Oh, I picked it up. It's invisible. It's in my inventory. It's in my hand, but I can't see it. Hold on, let me hand it over to my friend Husky. Let me see. Now he's literally holding the invisible fruit. That is actually kind of crazy. Now, apparently, Portal M1s can glitch you inside walls. For those of you who don't know what Portal M1 is, basically it's this right here. Now, I've never actually glitched inside of a wall with this, but let's go ahead and test it out here. Let's see. Let's aim it at this. Let's go in there. Oh, damn. I literally got that first try. So that myth is confirmed, bro. Like, there's no question about that. That one is confirmed. You can glitch inside walls with that 100%. Next myth, apparently if 2 T-Rexes use the C move on each other, it bugs the game. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, damn, that bugged the game out, bro. I honestly didn't even expect that would work, bro, but that was kind of crazy. Next myth, if you equip Portal and use Dimensional Rift, you won't be able to use your World Warp while in Dimensional Rift. Now, I've actually never tried this. I've never tried teleporting while in my Dimensional Rift, but let's go ahead and try it. Okay, the gateway pops up, but will we be able to teleport? Let's click Sea Castle, and nothing happens. The portal appears there, and it went on cooldown, but you can't actually teleport. So yeah, that myth is true. Next myth, apparently if you join a game as a Marine, then switch over to Pirate, you won't be able to ally anybody. Start as a Marine. As you can see, there is no ally button. Normally, it'd be where my cursor is right now. But usually when you go switch to a pirate, the button should reappear. So let's go ahead and switch to a pirate and see if it does. And no, it doesn't. You see that little empty spot right there where my cursor is? That's where the ally button would normally be. But since I started off as a Marine and switched over, the ally button just glitched out, which is very weird. The devs should definitely patch that, but that is myth confirmed. Number 43, if you kill someone and then do a gacha, you're guaranteed to get a legendary fruit. So let me type in chat, someone come out here, please. Let me go ahead and quickly just pack up one of these boys, you know what I'm saying? Let me pack up this boy right here. Boom, 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 boom. And one, finish him off. Now let's go ahead and do a Blox gacha and chop. That just did not work whatsoever, bro. 44, if you're Mink V4 and use Mink V3 while in water, it'll negate the water damage. There's no shot this works, right? Like, there's actually no shot. Okay, we're at the water. We have V4 activated. Now let me use V3. Yeah, we're definitely drowning. We're definitely drowning. That is 100% cap. Number 45, apparently you can use control Gamma Rush outside of the room. If you hold Gamma Rush, wait like 30 seconds, eventually you will be able to move and use it outside of your room. You see, now my arms went down and now I can move, but I'm still holding it. My hand's still holding V right now, as you guys can see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my friend come over here outside the room. I'm gonna let it go. Boom, it activates, it hits him, and now the room is gonna teleport to where I'm at, right? Or I guess not. I don't know what the heck just happened, but it still did damage. You guys can see there. So yeah, that myth is 100% confirmed. Now, the last myth was true, but let's see if this next one is. Does the Gamma Rush glitch have infinite range? All right, here we go. I'm about to walk up to my friend Mirai. Go ahead, teleport me. There we go. Let's see if it works. Oh, it still works. Does have infinite range. It can be hit no matter where you are. Next up, apparently if two Gravity Cane users use Dimensional Grasp on each other, it'll bug the game. All right, so I got my friend Mirai here. He's gonna use his Dimensional Grasp at the same time I do. Go ahead, hold it, and 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, nothing really interesting happened there. Okay, well, that myth is false. Now, it didn't work with Gravity Cane, but what about Midnight Blade? It's gonna be the same premise. We're both gonna use portal opening on each other and see what happens. All right, go. Oh, damn. Okay, that wasn't really buggy, but that was nice. That was nice. Still not what I was looking for, though, so that myth is still false. Let's use Cursed Dual Katana next. Except this time, we're going to make it a little more interesting. You guys remember that Cursed Dual Katana glitch we did earlier where it makes you stuck? We're going to see if two people do it on each other, will they both become stuck? All right, so let me go ahead and do this. Okay, let me unequip. Am I stuck? No, it does nothing. Okay, well, that unfortunately was false. Doesn't work. Now, all three of those weapon myths were false. None of them worked, but let's see if this fourth one does. If two Spiky Trident users use Stow Hurricane in each other, will the game bug? 3, 2, 1, go. Yo, yo, that's what I was looking for right there. I was looking for something game breaking like that, man. One last time. 3, 2, 1, go. What the, bro? He literally just teleported me to like under the map, bro. What? This myth is confirmed. Something crazy indeed does happen. Number 50, boys. We're now halfway through the video. Apparently, the CDKX glitch works on NPCs and you can break them to where they can't move. All right, let's hold it. Boom, unequip. There we go. Let's see. Is he able to move? Man's stuck. So that actually works on NPCs. That could be a way you could glitch NPCs. Number 52, if you eat a fruit and leave game before you finish eating it, when you join back, it won't activate. So let's say, for example, you accidentally ate a chop. If you leave while in the middle of eating it, when you join back, you'll still have your previous fruit. Just to make this as realistic as possible, I'm gonna equip kids today and pretend I'm eating this chop fruit. Eat. All right, here we go. Let's reset. Let's join back and let's see if we still have Kitsune equipped or if we have chop equipped. All right, here we go. Here we go. And I still have Kitsune equipped. So that is true. If y'all accidentally ate a fruit, one way you could avoid using it is just quickly leave the game before it finishes eating. Apparently, if you use Flamingo Ride on an NPC, it makes it to where the NPC can no longer attack you, immobilizing them. So let's go ahead and go up to this NPC. Let's test if that's true. There we go. He's still attacking me. Hold on, let me see. Oh, that doesn't work. Hold on, let me see. One more time. Oh, wait, it does work. Don't really know why you'd want to do that, though. Now, it worked on NPCs, but for the next myth, does it work on bosses? Let's go ahead and go up to Bow and Hancock and let's use Flamingo Ride. And it doesn't look like it works on bosses. Okay, let's give it one more try. Yep, didn't even pick her up whatsoever. So that myth is false, but the first one is true. Next, apparently, if you go inside a Buddha, you won't be able to sky jump. So you guys can see right now, I can sky jump as usual, normal. Let me just go inside him, and now I won't be able to sky jump. You guys can see right there. For some reason, it's just disabled. You can't sky jump inside Buddhas. That myth is true. He said, what, you check it up there? What's it? Nah, bro. No Diddy, bro. No Diddy. Relax with the sus jokes. Next myth, apparently if someone summons a Sea Hunter boat and you go inside the boat like this and transform to Buddha, it'll make the boat fling. So let's go ahead and do it. Buddha. And it didn't really do much of anything. Okay, let's try that again. Maybe it's similar to the magma one where I gotta be under the boat. Let me do it like this. Under the boat. Okay, let's do it like this. Yeah, nothing's happening. I'm drowning though. Just let me know in the comments down if this is true, but for me, it's looking like a false. Next one, if you use lightning thrust while using the teleport to home feature, it'll make you fleeing. Teleport to home, I'm gonna equip E-Claw, and the moment it gets to 1 second, I'm gonna use lightning thrust. Oh, it's supposed to put me on land when you teleport home, but lightning thrust made it like fling me like up in the air. That was weird. Okay, that myth is confirmed. So earlier we couldn't sky jump inside of a Buddha, and that myth was confirmed, but apparently for this next myth, you also can't sky jump while inside of a boat. This one I think is a good one to try it out on. All right, so I'm gonna stand right here and I'm gonna try to Geppo. I'm spamming my Geppo. It's not working. Let me go a little bit outside of the boat and it's working. Let me go inside of it and it no longer works, which is weird. I don't understand why that doesn't work. Number 59, spring is faster than the light fruit. All right, now to test this myth out, I have my friend Exotic right here with the light fruit. We're gonna race at the end of this bridge and whoever gets to the end first wins. 3, 2, 1, and go. Boom. Ooh, we're actually winning. We're actually winning. We're actually winning, boys. Spring actually won. Spring actually won, bro. And I wasn't even going as fast as I could. Now, in terms of traditional speed, Spring is just not even close to as fast as Light. But in a race like this, with walls to bounce off of, Spring is the fastest route in the game, hands down. Next myth, if you sit in a boat while teleporting to home, the boat will come to land. Let me get my boat over here. And let's sit down and teleport. See if it goes. Oh, what? It actually worked. Huh? Next up, apparently Love X has infinite range. I did this in a video once and y'all didn't believe me. Y'all said it was fake. Y'all said it was scripted, whatever. But let's just go ahead and test it on a small scale. Cupid Zone, right? See that NPC over there, that raider? Let's go to use over there. See that range right there? All right, now let's double that. See that raider over there? I'm now double the distance I was before. So let's go up and see if it still hits. Cupid Zone, boom. It's still hitting. It's still hitting. It's over there. It's not hitting him, but it's like right on top of him. Now let's take it a step further and test it out on a player. I got my friend Exotic right over there. We're gonna test it out from this distance. Boom, and it hits. I don't think like much skills in this game would be able to even land that far. So let's take it a step further, go even further back. No skill in the game would really be able to hit this far. Like, let me use Soul Guitar. I don't even think that would hit. Yeah, Soul Guitar doesn't even hit from this distance. So let's see if Cupid Zone does. All right, so let's go ahead and use Cupid Zone. Let's hold it. There we go. Let's go ahead and shoot it out. Boom. And it's still hitting him. It's still hitting him from that distance. That's crazy. So there you have it, man. There you have it. Cupid Love Zone is infinite range. Literally no move in the game is going that far distance. Next up, you can phase through the ground in second C using Buddy Sword. Now to do this, what you need is someone standing on this brown little path outside a cafe, right in the middle. You jump up, hit him with both Buddy Sword moves real quick, and you guys can see didn't work that time. Let's try it again. This man said doo-doo. All right, bro, you talking crazy. It's all fun and games, so I launch you into that map, man. It's all fun and games. Let's hit him here. Boom, there we go. You guys can see I launched him under there, and man's just drowned from the water under the map. Number 62, apparently if you use Dragon Transformation in lava, it's immune to damage. So let's go ahead and go over here to the lava. Let's use the Dragon Transformation, and let's go down and see if we can be damaged. Trying to go down as far as I can. It's not letting me, so technically by default this myth is true. Number 63, there is a hidden area inside Haunted Ship. So if you equip Portal and teleport the Haunted Ship and then you switch over to the T-Rex fruit, there we go, got max bar. Then you have to go in this room right here where the raid boss spawns, go up to the chandelier, go to the top of it right here, transform to T-Rex, and then hit teleport. So you guys can see this is now a secret area which is technically under the cursed ship. Now that myth is true, but let's see if this next one is. Technically, this is under the cursed ship, which means you should be underwater. Can you move around in this without dying? Okay, let's take a step. Oh, damn, my health went down quick. Look at that. I went from 12,000 to 9,000 in like seconds. Look at this. I'm gonna move, watch my health. Went down like another 1,000. What if I flash step? Boom. Let me do this. Yeah, I died. Okay, yeah, that myth is false. You cannot move under here, but it's still a cool area. Apparently, dashing with the Acidum rifle makes you dash faster. So first off, we need something to scale it by. Let me dash without it. Let me see how this looks. Okay, dashing. Let me pull out the Acidum rifle. I wouldn't say it's faster. It feels about the same. If anything, it's slower because my feet are like dragging. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say this myth is false. I'm not feeling no difference. But let's see if this next one is true. Apparently, if you drop a fruit on the ground and world warp to a different island, the fruit will come with you. There we go. Got the flame fruit. I'm gonna drop it right here. Now I'm gonna world warp right next to it without picking it up. Right there. Okay, that should be close enough to world warp with me. Dock 1. And the fruit did not come with, so that is fake. Number 67, using /WinterKloudz luck in chat will guarantee you a mythical fruit at the gacha. Yeah, I already know this one's 100%, boys. /WinterKloudz luck? Yes, sir. This man about to pull a crazy mythic, bro. This man about to pull a crazy mythic. No shot, bro. Actually pulled something. He said that's actually not bad. I mean, it's a legendary. I I guess. Not a mythical, so technically myth's false, but if you use /WinterKloudz luck, you're guaranteed to at least get a legendary. Next myth, you can use gun attacks while riding a kitsune. Let me go ahead and mount. Let me see if I can do like gun M1s. Oh, you can do gun M1s. Normally, if you do a move, it like pushes you off of them immediately, right? So we could do M1s. Let's see if we can do spiky bomb. Nope, spiky bomb gets me off of them as well. So technically, this is true. You actually can use moves, or at least the M1 while riding kitsune. Next up, if you drop a fruit on the ground and use Dofus Fuchsiaade, it'll make the fruit move. All right, so the fruit is right there. See, I'm gonna keep my cursor right there the entire time. If it moves, then we'll see it move off of the cursor. All right, and it didn't move whatsoever. My character was the one that moved from the Dofus Fuchsiaade. Myth busted. Number 71, if you equip the Pale Scarf, use Ken, then unequip it, the boost will still be there. So we can see that guy right there. That's my boy Mirage. Let me tell him, teleport to a far island. He is over there at the Winter Castle. Normally, if you didn't have the Pale Scarf, you wouldn't even be able to see him. Let me just demonstrate that real quick. You guys can see without the Pale Scarf, I can't even see him. Now, theoretically, if we equip this, activate our Ken, right? Then equip a different accessory and don't unactivate our Ken, it should still be there, and it is true. Even without it activated, you guys can see the Pale Scarf is not there. We still have the Ken boost. And this next one I think will be pretty interesting. Apparently, if you transform into Awakened Buddha while you're drowning, you'll still be drowning. As we all know, if you transform into Awakened Buddha and just go in water, you guys can see it makes you immune to drowning. But let's see if you transform while you're drowning, what happens. All right, I'm drowning, and yo, I'm still drowning. Wait, it stopped. Okay, so that myth is false. But to follow up on that, this next myth is that Awakened Buddhas can be drowned. All right, so right now he's in the water and he's not drowning. He's perfectly fine. But if I use a move that'll push him under the water, then he'll start drowning. For example, Dofus Fuchsiaade. You guys can see now he is drowning and actually getting packed up by the water. So don't think Buddhas are just completely immune from drowning. With certain moves, you actually can pack them up and make them boys drown. Next myth, if you stand on lava without moving, you won't take damage. And let's test this out. An easy way to test this out, we have Portal, teleport to lava, have my hand off the keyboard. I took damage initially, but now I am no longer taking damage. So this myth is true. And while we're on Portal, this next myth, apparently if you use Portal Parallel Escape while on a boat, it'll fling the boat. So I'm going to use Parallel Escape while trying to sit down at the same time. So let's see. Parallel Escape. One more time. Parallel Escape. And yeah, none of it works. Okay, this myth is false. And continuing even further on the Portal myths, apparently you can't use World Warp and teleport when you're during a Law raid. All right, now I'm going to get this raid started by fighting Law like this. And then I'm going to try teleporting to Cafe. Oh, it's true. You can. Next up, if you use the best friend move of Love while fighting a Sea Beast, the Sea Beast will target the best friend instead of you. So we got a Sea Beast. Now is our time to shine. Let's see if he targets my best friend or me. Let's start hitting him. Oh, he is targeting my best friend. Look, he's shooting straight at my best friend. He's not even shooting me. He's straight up ignoring me. So this myth is actually true. All right, though, with that myth out the way, we have another one. Apparently, second CC beasts give more fragments than third CC beasts. So first off, we got to go kill the Sea Beast we have here. All right, here we go. Here we go. And Sea Beast down. We got 250 fragments from one Sea Beast. All right, now we got to go to third sea and check how much we get from that one. We're now danger level 3. Sea Beast should spawn any minute now. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. One Sea Beast over there. All right, bet. All right, here we go. Boom. And oh, wow. This only gave me 150. So that myth is actually surprisingly true. Second CCBs give like 100 more. Next myth, apparently while in Mink V4, you can super dash to glitch through walls. There is actually a place in the castle on the sea. I think it's like up here, which you could glitch through the wall. If you try, let's see if it works here. Super glitch. Boom. Okay, it doesn't do it. Let me try this wall. Oh, it went through that wall. Okay, let me try that again. Boom. Yes, sir. You can glitch through walls with this. 2 dragons using Draconic Claw on each other will bug the game. All right, I got my boy right here. We're going to hold Draconic Claw, and then when I say go, he's going to let it go, and we're both going to use it at the same time. 3, 2, 1. There we go. And damn, that was just like the spiky trident move we did, bro. It kind of flung us around a little bit. Okay, that myth is true, but what will it do if we do it in the air? Let's see this. Next myth in the air. Let me tell him go. Oh, okay, that kind of bugged it a little bit more. Next myth, you can't go up the stairs to the Temple of Time without there being a full moon active. All right, here we go. Now we got to talk to this guy right here, Mysterious Force. We are now in the Temple of Time. Now this you can go into without a full moon just fine. But if you open this lever, go through this little doorway, go straight across the hall, you guys can see there's another entrance over here. And you guys can see it is completely blacked out. As you guys can see, no matter how much I go up these stairs, I'm never going to end up getting to the top of it because it's not a full moon. Now you may be thinking that the myth is true because of that, but it's false. My boy Mirage is currently up there even though it's not a full moon, and that is because he has his race completely maxed out and have all the gears. If you have those two things, you'll be able to go up there at will, whether it's a full moon or not. So this myth is false. You don't need a full moon to go up there. Number 82, Unawakened Magma Ultimate does more damage than the Awakened version. I'm gonna try to aim it right so all of them hit too. Magma Meteors, boom. Okay, there we go. It's doing a lot more this time. 3,597. Now let's go do the Awakened version and compare. Awakened Volcanic Storm, boom. Yo, yeah, that is way, damn, 7,365. That is not even close. This is no competition, bro. Awakened Magma wins by a long shot. Next one, apparently if you hold an ability while trying to go through a portal, it won't teleport. All right, there it goes right there. As soon as I'm walking in, I'm gonna hold 1,000 strikes. There we go. Oh, it didn't do anything. Hold on. That was weird. The first time it didn't teleport me. The second time it did. One last time. This time I'm gonna try it with Doe. Yep, there it is right there. Completely bugged. When you hold a move like that, then it starts to bug. Okay, so that's true. That myth is true. And speaking of not being able to hold moves, if you hold an ability while being teleported through a raid, it will bug you. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate it, except I'm going to be holding an ability right here. Holding it. Should teleport me any second now. And it did nothing. All right, that one wasn't true, but since we're in the Phoenix raid, let's go ahead and do this next myth. Apparently, the Phoenix raid regular NPCs are higher level than the raid boss itself. These guys right here on the first island are level 3,505. And let's see what level the raid boss is. All right, boss about to spawn in. Let's find out, boys. All right, there he goes. Let's go ahead and go in there and see. He is level 2,370. He's actually lower level than the NPCs, bro. What? Now, as you can see, I am now sailing back to the danger zone once again. And the reason why is for this next myth, you can make a terror shark despawn. Danger level 4. Terror shark should be spawning any moment now. There we go, boys. A terror shark just spawned. All right, I have to act quick before me and my boat die. So apparently, all you have to do is just press Dimensional Rift, right? When I go in my dimension, he should be disappeared by the time I go out. If this works, this would be lit, bro. Dealing with unwanted terror sharks is so annoying. All right, so let's go out now and he should be gone. And, oh, no way. It actually worked. Myth confirmed, man. The cool thing is this also works for any sea event as well. You guys can see a ghost ship just spawned. Dimensional Rift. Now let me go back out and the ghost raid is gone. 88, similar to a myth we had earlier. Apparently, if you eat a fruit and reset while you're eating, it won't activate. Okay, so let's go ahead and eat the ice fruit. And then let's go reset. And let's see, does it activate? It's still activated. That myth is false. It doesn't work like the other one where if you leave the game, it doesn't activate. 89, if you pull out a smoke fruit while transforming to Kitsune, it will go invisible. Let me get all my tails real quick. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Now what I gotta do is I gotta pull out a smoke fruit. And as I'm transforming, quickly switch over. And there we go, boys. Invisible Kitsune, 100% confirmed myth. Number 90. Now for this one, I gotta talk to this luxury boat dealer and get a boat. I'm gonna get like the lantern boat. Now I have to go back to Portal. And the myth is if you sit down while trying to do world warp, it won't teleport you. So let me go ahead and just do this. There we go. I'm sat down on the chair and I have my gateway portal menu open. Let me try to teleport to Port Town. And as you guys can see, wow, that is weird. I didn't think it would work like that, but looks like sitting down negates being able to teleport. Now we all know that leopard form makes you immune to taking damage from lava. As you guys can see right here, I'm taking no damage whatsoever. But apparently, if you're activated in Cyborg V4, for some reason, it makes you immune to lava, which I think is count, but let's find out. All right, here we go. Let's activate Cyborg V4. Now let's go transformation. I have no idea why would this make me take damage in lava, but let's test it out. And this is false. I do not take no damage whatsoever. Let me go over here like I did with the dragon form. Oh, wait. Okay, suddenly I can take damage from lava. So is that myth confirmed? Huh, that's weird, bro. Kitsune with pilot helmet is faster than Doe. Now to find this out, we're going to do the same method we did earlier. We're going to race from the start of this bridge to the end. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right. I'm using my scorching donut. Damn, I'm gonna get dusted. Sheesh. This is undisputed. This is undisputed, bro. Pilot helmet Kitsune is way faster. Kitsune may be faster than Doe, but is it faster than Light, though? Next myth, we're racing against Light. Countdown again, Husky. Countdown again. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, bet. I may have aimed it wrong. But oh, he's already ahead of me. He's already ahead of me. Yeah. Kitsune is faster than Light. 2-0 in Kitsune's favor. Last but not least, boys, I got one more thing up my sleeve. It may have been faster than Light and Doe, but is it faster than Spring? The thing that beat Light earlier too. Last race, Spring versus Kitsune. And go. All right. I got the Spring leap. Let's see how this keeps up. Oh, I'm actually in the lead. Yo, Spring actually won. So Spring's actually even faster than Pilot Helmet Kitsune. That's wild. So the last one is busted. Pilot Helmet Kitsune is not faster than Spring. And while we're on Kitsunes, apparently for this next myth, if you ally someone, let them mount you as a Kitsune, then unally them, the Kitsune will deal damage to the person mounted to them. All right, I got my Kitsune form. Let me do transformation. Let me tell my boy Mirage, mount me. Pause. Okay, there he goes. He mounted me. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unally him, and now I should be hitting him just by M1ing. Yep, I'm hitting him by M1ing. He's literally mounted to me, and I'm hitting him, bro. That's wild. I can literally just kill him if I wanted to while he's on my back. Even he's surprised in chat. He said, what the hell? So yeah, that myth is confirmed. If you hold a cursed enchantment after you run out of sky jumps, it will lend you more sky jumps. So let's go ahead and use it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I ran out of sky jumps. Can't jump anymore. Let's hold a cursed enchantment. Been holding it for a while. Let's see if this works. And it didn't regen my Geppo. So that is false. Now that didn't work for Kitsune, but I believe it does work for Leopard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you gotta hold spiraling kick. You gotta hold it for like 10, 15 seconds, and it'll grant you your Geppos back. One of my favorite glitches in the game. Hopefully it didn't get patched. The moment of truth, and let's see. Nah, I got patched, bro. It doesn't work anymore. Oh, both of those myths were fake. Myth 98. M1 spamming while holding Ken Vander grants you a little bit of float time in the air. All right, I'm going to jump up really high, and I'm just going to spam M1 really quick. Oh, you can get a little bit of float time in the air. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We got float time. We got hang time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that myth is true. Myth 99. The lower stat points you have in health, the less damage you take from lava. All right, so right now, I lose. I don't even really know how I lose. I don't know how to count that, but like I lose a ton per second. Like I died in a matter of seconds. So let's go ahead and do a stat point reset. There we go. 1 defense, and let's see how much I take then. Oh yeah, you take way less. Oh, it just scales with your health. Okay, so that myth is true. And now for the final myth. Myth number 100. Now, as you guys see in Human V4, it affects the terrain, and there's like little rocks or like particles coming off the ground. Now, apparently, if you transform into Buddha, these rocks become bigger, scaling with the size of Buddha. Oh, it does. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the terrain, bro. Look at the terrain, bro. That's fire. W last myth, if I do say so myself. All you've got to do to get aimbot is go to settings, change full screen to window, pull out the buddy sword, and all you have to do is when you want to hit somebody, hold the buddy sword X move, right click the window at the top, and let it go. You can see even though the target was moving, it hit where his hitbox used to be, basically giving you aimbot. Now that there was just one of the 39 more insane glitches that we have to test. And trust me, the last one is crazy. For glitch number 2, we have a slingshot glitch. Now for this one, you need 2 people, so I've got my boy, the glitch master, Fulgurus. So what I have to do is I have to go in the air and hold Cursed Dukatana X down. And what he's gonna do is go in the air and hold Yama X down, and it's gonna flingshot me right there. You guys can see right there. Pretty weird glitch, but it's also interesting. Now if you thought that was cool, I think you're really gonna like this one. For number 3, we have an E-Claw fling glitch. So for this glitch, you obviously need E-Claw equipped, and then the next step is you need to go to settings and put your full screen to windowed once again. Then what you need to do is hold E-Claw X, go up to the top, let go, then freeze for a second. And then you can see right there, it flings you really far. Like, that is crazy. This could definitely be useful for getting away in certain situations if you can time it good. Now, this next glitch concerns none other than the sound fruit. And for this glitch, basically, it's stacking the F move right here. Now, to do this, you need 2 permanent fruits. One being, obviously, sound permanent, and you need another one to swap to. Now, you see this equip button right here. If you click it once, it shows confirm. What you need to do is you need to get it to that confirm stage, quickly use F, then swap. Something like this. Now, you can see I unequipped it. I'm on Spider, and we still have the sound flight activated. And the cool thing about this is it infinitely stacks. So we're about to do it again right here. You see, now I've got 2 of them going at once, and now I've got like literally like 20 of them stacked. Like, this is crazy. And to take it even further beyond, this is what it looks like when you stack like 50 of them. It starts actually lagging the game. Pretty cool, right? Well, if you didn't think that one was cool, you might find this next one a bit useful. So similar to the sound glitch, for this one, we're gonna do the same premise, except we're gonna do it with Flame. Now, Flame's flight is not that bad, but it's also not that fast. Like, this is as fast as you go with Flame. However, what if I told you we can make that 10 times faster using this glitch? All you have to do is do the same thing we did with sound. Equip to another fruit and quickly use the flight. And you can see we did it first try, and I am like literally zooming right here, boys. Like, this is crazy. Like, let me teleport to an open island, like Sea Castle. Look at that, boys. Look at that. We are just straight zooming. Sheesh. Now, glitch number 6 is gonna blow your mind. All you have to do for this one is transform into the leopard transformation like this. You have to be right on top of somebody like so. Use the spiraling kick and aim it kind of down. Now, it didn't work that time there because you have to be aligned fully, so it may take us a while. Just so you guys can see proof, we are in the safe zone right now, and we are not allied. There you go, see right there. Now you can come out and attack them. A perfect trick to use against AFK players. Moving on to glitch number 7, we have another leopard glitch. Now for this one, after using all 10 of your Geppos in air, what you want to do is you want to use spiraling kick, hold it for a little bit, have your camera straight, and you will get all 10 of your Geppos back because it's almost like you're standing on it. I thought they patched this one a while back, but it seems like there's another way to do it. See that? Look at that. Just straight infinite Geppos, boys. Sheesh. Now this next glitch is gonna sound sus, but you could make a Buddha ride a dragon. Yeah, I know, that sounds crazy, but let me show you how. So for this one, you also need 2 people, and I actually don't know how to perform this one, so my boy Fufu is going to show me how to do it here. So he's got the flamingo flight right now, and he's gonna mount me on the flamingo flight with him, and then he's gonna quickly swap over to a different fruit. Now you can see he swapped over the dragon, and then he said just wait for meter now. Now for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over to Buddha while he waits for his dragon meter to go up. Now that he's full, we can see he's about to transform right here, boys. This is about to look crazy. See that right there? I'm literally in his mouth. Like, I told y'all this is a sus one. Now the piece de resistance. Sheesh, we have a Buddha riding the head of a dragon. Okay, yeah, this glitch is really sus, I'm not gonna lie, but there it is. There's how you do it. But if you want to take it a step further, what you have to do is you have to ally the person you're riding, and now we have a dual team attack. He could just fly me by somebody, and I could just straight attack him with anything. Soul Guitar moves, any move you want. Twilight of the Gods, like this is straight destruction right here. Low-key an OP glitch if you actually abuse this. Now, being able to ride on a dragon is cool enough, but for glitch number 9, you can also do it with Mammoth. Let me show you. All right, here we go. He was able to do it this time. He's got the Mammoth F, and now we are just straight flying in the air with this thing. Sheesh. Let me switch back over to Buddha. Look at that, boys. Look at that. That is actually so cursed. That is actually so cursed, boys. But this is a perfect glitch for trolling. Like, imagine you just pull up as a flying mammoth. They ain't gonna know what to do. Now moving on to glitch number 10. And for this one, you need to be in a server that has high ping to make it easier. Once you're in a high ping server, you need to have the love fruit permanent, equip it, do the same thing we did with the love flight earlier. Now you can see we are in flamingo, but I can't move because I did the glitch, right? Now we have ghost equipped while we are in flamingo flight. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use Ghostbusters, and something cool is gonna happen. All right, here we go. Let's use our ultimate. And now we have right here, all the Ghostbusters are literally flying flamingo flights. They're using 2 fruits at once. Look at that. Look at them, boys. Hippos now here. And while we're on the flamingo flight, for our next glitch, number 11, you could use multiple moves while on flamingo flight. Now, normally, as you guys can see right here, you can only use love moves while on flamingo flight. All the other icons down at the bottom are grayed out, meaning I can't click on E-Claw, my other weapons, or guns. However, my friend Fufu found the glitch to where you're able to. I don't know how to do the glitch, and I wouldn't be able to anyways because you need a controller to do it. But you can see in this clip right here, he's clearly flying on the flamingo flight. He's able to use his Curse Dual Katana moves, his Dragon Talon moves, and Soul Guitar moves all at once while being able to use the love moves as well. This is kind of OP and low-key too toxic, so I'm not gonna show y'all how to do that one, but it's there nonetheless. For glitch number 12, this one can actually get you banned, so tread lightly. So to do this one, what you need is you need to have E-Claw equipped as well as Convander, and you also need to pull out a trusty auto clicker. Once you activate your auto clicker, you guys can see I'm clicking right now. What you want to do is you want to swap between Convander and Electric Claw as fast as you can. And basically, you guys can see right here, I'm constantly swapping, which is allowing me to float. And if you do this long enough, you will be kicked from the game, which we're gonna try to showcase right now. You guys can see right there, you were kicked from the experience. Stop trying to lag the server or you will be banned. That's crazy. Useless glitch, but it's honestly cool to see that this actually could get you banned. Moving on though, for glitch number 13, we have another aimbot glitch. So you remember early on the video where I did it with the buddy suit? Well, there's actually more things you can use it with. In this case, we're gonna be using the spider fruit. And in order for this to work, you need to have the C move unawakened. So it's gotta be overheated sniper instead of the awakened version. And obviously, same as the buddy sword, you need to have the full screen at the windowed. So we've got a moving target now. Let's see how this works. All right, overheated sniper. Boom. There you guys go. He hit him even though he was moving. Now, glitch number 14 is a bit of a goofy one. Now, to do this, you need pole V1. And what you got to do is you have to equip and unequip pole V1 while doing lightning rain real quick. So we're going to try to time over here. Unequip. Lightning rain. Okay, I wasn't able to time it that time. Let's try it one more time. We have to unequip and press X right at the same time. Okay, this time my character got stuck, which means I need to reset and try again. But you know what they say, boys? Third time's a charm. I asked him in chat. He says you have to unequip first, then press the move really quick. So we're going to try it one more time. Let's see how it goes. All right. There we go. I got it. So once you're in this pose right here after unequipping it, this is where it begins. You can see my hands up right now. So if I were to pull out something like a fruit, you can see the fruit is just spinning, bro. Same thing if I pull out a gun. My gun is literally just swinging it around town right now, bro. So yeah, like I said, this one is definitely a more goofy one. Hold on. What if I try this with like the kitsune fruit, bro? I wonder how that looks. That's funny as hell, bro. Oh, you know what fruit I gotta do it with, boys? I gotta do it for the memes. Spin fruit, spinning. Sheesh, bro. Who would have thought, man? This actually might be one of my favorite glitches. This is just funny. Very hard to time, though. Now, this next one is not so much of a glitch, but an interesting fact. So we all know what mastery does in this game. The higher mastery you have on an item, weapon, fighting style, or fruit, the more damage you deal. But what if I told you it wasn't that simple? This is gonna sound confusing, and I don't know if this is a glitch, but the mastery doesn't depend on the attack you're using, but it depends on what weapon you're holding. So let me give you you an example. On my soul guitar, I have 385 mastery. So if I do an M1 on somebody while holding the soul guitar, it does 1065 damage. However, if I tab out of soul guitar as the M1's going, look at the damage now. M1 on tab out, it only does 854. And the same thing applies for moves. If I use soul guitar X and hold soul guitar X the entire time, you guys can see the damage is a lot. I mean, that's almost 4,000 damage. Now let's do that same move, but this time I'll stop holding soul guitar in the middle of the move. You guys see right here, now the damage is much less. So the mastery scaling doesn't just apply to the attack in general, it only applies if you're holding out the weapon, fighting style, or fruit while the attack's going on. But glitch number 16 gets a little more interesting if you ask me. So once again, for this one, you need two different people, one person with the spiky trident and one person with Phoenix. In this case, I'm going to be the Phoenix. So what the Phoenix user needs to do is transform into blazing plumage. Now what we need to do is we need to go by the ocean to the guy that has a spiky trident, look down, and hold Phoenix X. Now, you guys can see right there, when he uses spiky trident X, it glitches you, pushes you through the map. It just goes crazy. And depending on what angle you're at, it can actually react differently. Like in this clip of my friend doing it here, you guys can see it actually teleported him to the water instead of teleporting to the land like it did for us. But if you didn't think that Phoenix glitch was interesting, I've got another one for you. So with this glitch, you'll be able to use the Phoenix transformation moves without even having to be in the transformation itself. And it's honestly really simple. All you've got to do is pull out a smoke fruit. You guys can see it's in my backpack. And as soon as you press blazing plumage, you pull out the smoke fruit. You guys can see here, now I am invisible. And as you guys can see, we have literally all of the awakened moveset right here. Flame Exodus. This is the awakened one, right? M1. We have Swift Flight right here, which is an awakened moveset, and I'm not even in transformation. Only caveat though is if you use cremation flames, it'll put you in transformation and deactivate it. Definitely a good glitch to troll people with. Moving on though, for glitch number 18, we have a way to glitch boats on land. All you need for this is to have the barrier fruit. I have it right here, so let's go ahead and equip. What you need to do is you need to use the X move while sitting at the same time to glitch the boat on land. So we're gonna try to time this as good as we can. Let's see. Here we go. Let's do it right here. There we go. We got the boat glitched on land. So you have to kind of sit first, jump, and then you have to aim it right there. However, this isn't the best place to do it. So we're gonna go to Sea Castle so you guys can see a better demonstration. Here we go. We got the miracle boat. I'm gonna have my boy Fufu do it since he's more consistent at it. And then you guys can see right there, he got the boat on land. And this thing is buggy as hell. Like, hold on, let me just try to ride this thing. This is about to be buggy as hell, boys. And you can keep doing this glitch to get it even higher and higher and get the boat basically wherever you want it. Only problem is when you get it on land, it starts doing this. Like what the hell is bro doing? And while we're on the topic of boats, this next glitch actually lets you fly a boat. Now to do this one is super easy. All you got to do is just spawn the boat, go in Phoenix Flight, and try to sit as you activate the Phoenix Flight. You can see my boy Fufu is doing it right now. May take a few tries, you may get flung a few times, but once you get it, you'll be flying pretty. Here he goes, he's about to do it right now. It's all about the timing. Gotta sit and use the flight at the same time. There he goes right there. Now we have a flying boat. Look at that. You can roll up on people in the air. Like, look at this, bro. Sheesh. Drive-by. You can do drive-bys in this game, man. Honestly, a crazy glitch. But if by chance you didn't think that was crazy, let me show you what you can do with this. This next one allows you to scoop players out of safe zone with the flight boat glitch. So just to show y'all guys, I'm in combat right now. I'm gonna reset so we can be in safe zone. Say you're an AFK player just standing right here, right? He's gonna swoop me up out of safe zone. All he's gotta do is just position the boat like this, and it literally puts you in there, and they can just put you out of safe zone and kill you like this. But moving on to glitch number 21, this one is gonna be game changing. So we all know about admin Uzoth and his ability to use OP fun, which basically makes it to where you have no cooldowns and can spam abilities constantly. But what if I told you that there was a glitch that grants you OP fun? Well, kind of. So in order to do this, you need to leave a game and rejoin to a brand new server. Now the timing is kind of hard for this, so you may have to do this multiple times. But once you join a server, what you have to do is you have to go to items, go all the way down to the GT sword, and before you click equip, quickly tab in and tab out of the number where your sword is on the hotbar. So it should go something like this, like that. How you know you did it correctly is the weapon down below will be highlighted blue, but there will be no HUD or UI on the right. Now to demonstrate this ability, you guys can see right here, GTX, I'm able to spam it multiple times over, basically giving me OP fun, boys. You can also do this with the first move, except it's just kind of like a visual bug. Now this is cool and all being able to use OP fun with GT, but I bet you didn't know that there are multiple other weapons you can use this with, but we'll get into those later. Now this next glitch is dangerous. So we all know this dome move right here, piecing clothesline. What if I told you there was a glitch to where you could escape it? Now to activate this glitch, all you've got to do is go to settings and make sure you're on Windows mode. Now I'm gonna tell him hit me with it again. This time when he uses it, I'm going to freeze right here, right before it ends. I'm gonna freeze. That way I can escape from it and he's not able to combo extend, just like you guys saw right there. This is honestly like a Toad neutralizer, which is crazy. I hope this doesn't get patched soon because I just may have used this one myself. Glitch number 23 isn't as useful as the other one, but it's still good for trolling. So if you use a control area and hit someone with a gamma rush and then leave the game as soon as the gamma rush hits, then rejoin, you guys will see once we rejoin the server, he is now stuck in this place. Man just gotta sit there and take it. Yes, sir. Ain't no escaping this shit. Hold on, pause. He said, all right, bro. This is how it looks on the receiving end. So he's about to hit me with the gamma rush and instantly leave. And I am stuck. I can't even dash. I can't even do anything. Moving on though, this next glitch, we have an immortal NPC glitch. Now to do this glitch, all you need to do is equip the love fruit. And once you got the love fruit equipped, then you have to go to an NPC. For our demonstration, we're going to use an elite pirate. And there the elite pirate is right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to this elite pirate and force him on my flamingo ride. Then what we have to do is we have to take him all the way to a safe zone. Now essentially what this glitch is doing is it's confusing the game. Normally after an NPC gets too far from its spawn point, it despawns. But as you can see, the NPC has not despawned and now it can't even be hit. Fufu is trying to hit the NPC, but it's just become invincible. This is honestly a scary glitch because if you get enough people to do this, you could make a quest nearly impossible to do. It's like the ultimate troll. Now glitch number 25 is a portal glitch that will actually get you kicked from the game. So all you have to do is you have to go to the Blox gacha or get a notifier. However way you got to get a physical fruit, it needs to be droppable though. You got a ghost fruit. All right, now what we have to do is we have to place the fruit on the ground, drop it. We have to be at the perfect distance. I'm gonna say right here should be fine. Now we're gonna use dimensional rift. Okay, looks like I was a bit too close because you don't want to pick up the fruit. You want the fruit to be on the ground when you go into the dimensional rift. So we're gonna have to retry this. Essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to trick the game, make it think I'm picking up the fruit even though I'm still not close enough to pick up the fruit as I'm going into my dimension. And then it's supposedly supposed to kick from the game. So let's try it one more time. There we go. Disconnected, kick from the experience. Works every time. Although I don't know why it kicks you. It's just, it's kind of weird. Now this next glitch, I guarantee you're gonna find useful in PvP. So for this one, you need God Human and you're gonna use Soaring Beast, but flick your screen up and down while staying in the air. It's gonna go something like this. And while you do that, you have increased momentum. You guys can see right here, I was able to go a crazy amount of distance by doing that. Whereas if you just did the God Human Soaring Beast normally, you would only be able to have minimal distance gain. Hey, remember that OP fun glitch I did with GTA earlier, right? And you remember me saying you could do it with other weapons. Well, what if I told you you could do it with one of the best weapons in the game, Darkblade? So similar to how we did it with GTA, you have to join the game on a fresh server, click on Darkblade, quickly double tap the hotbar number your sword is at, like this. You guys can see we did it perfectly first try. It's highlighted and we have no HUD. Now this one's not as useful as the GTA one. Like you could literally abuse the GTA one and get momentum. This one, it's just kind of more visual. Like it just looks like you're doing the dark air slash over and over and over again, which you can still use to troll people, but it's not as cool as GTA in my opinion. However, don't worry, there's still one more weapon that we can do OP fun with that I think is cooler than how it looks with the Darkblade. Now that OP fun Darkblade glitch wasn't that useful, but I guarantee this one will be, because for glitch number 28, we have the super jump glitch. Now to do this, all you have to do is go to settings, change your movement mode from default all the way to click to move. Now what you need to do is right click, and whenever you right click, you guys can see it'll move where your cursor is. What you need to do is you need to jump and right click at the same time, then press dash, and it'll fling you forward. This is useful because I see a lot of people personally using this in PvP to like run away, avoid attacks, catch up to people, whatever. Like if you get really smooth at it, you'll be able to do it consistently. Like that. It is a bit RNG though, because sometimes it flings you further and sometimes it doesn't. This time it did. Overall though, pretty fire if you ask me. Now this next glitch, you can make an NPC frozen in the air. For this example, we're gonna use one of these elite pirates. And to do this, we have to use God Human C, but aim it up. Right after you have to do that, you have to transport to any island other than Hydra Town or wherever the elite pirate is. And then you teleport back and they should be stuck in the air. All right, let's teleport back to Hydra Town. Let's see if it worked. And it didn't work for me. For some reason, it's not working when I try to do it. However, my friend just took a clip of it working when he did it. You guys can see in this clip right here, the elite pirate is stuck in the air, just floating there, and he's invincible. You can't even attack him. You can't do anything. So you could literally make it to where people can't farm elite pirates in the server and force them to hop. That's toxic. Glitch number 30, Cyborg super jumps. We're almost at the end. Now, normally in Cyborg V4, you already have these jumps right here, which are not bad. They go far. I'm not gonna lie. But what if I told you you could easily double the length they go? All you have to do is pull out soul guitar, and whenever you jump, M1 with the soul guitar. And when you do that, it'll increase the distance a lot. Look at that. That is a soul guitar jump. This is a normal jump. See the distance increase? Another useful tip y'all should use in PvP. 10 more glitches to go. Now glitch number 31 is a bit tough to recreate, so my friend got a clip for us. Do you remember earlier when we were able to make a bolt fly with Phoenix? Well, you're also able to do it with Kitsune, as you can see in this clip right here. The only thing is with Kitsune, it is very glitchy and sometimes just teleports you in random places like you see here. Like look at that, he just randomly teleported up and then the bolt just fell. And on top of being able to make a bolt fly with Phoenix and Kitsune, you're also able to do it with Drag. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, but for glitch number 32, it gets even better. So for glitch number 32, we're gonna do the same thing we just did in the previous one. We're gonna make a boat fly with kitsune. However, this time it's gonna be different. So you guys can see he's trying to position me to sit in the boat right now. And you guys can see the boat is really glitching, and it's going to glitch to the point to where we literally just die. Look at that. We literally just died. I don't know why this happens, but it's just crazy. That was one of the most random glitches we have in the video, but it's there. And now for glitch number 33, the coolest OP fun in my opinion. OP fun with Fox Lamp. This one is so cool in my opinion because look, you can just stack the Fox Lamp Z and it's just there like that. Like look at that. That looks so clean, bro. Now obviously the GTA is the most useful and practical because of the movement you get out of it, but I feel this one is the coolest one. Now if you thought OP fun with Fox Lamp was OP, trust me, it gets even better because for glitch number 34, it's also possible to do OP fun with the flame fruit. Now this one's the hardest to do out of all of them, but you can see my friend was able to complete it right here. Now this one is just a visual, but he's able to do the C move multiple times. He's about to showcase that right here. You can see right here, look at this. OP fun with flame. Man's actually moving like uzoth out here, dog. But to do the OP fun glitch with fruits versus weapons, it's a lot more difficult, and I was not able to do it myself. But aside from that, glitch 35, we have beast fruit stacking. This one's super easy to do, and honestly one of my favorites. You need to have 2 people that have permanent kitsune, or at least a physical kitsune. Both kitsune users have to get all their tails available so they can transform. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. That's 1 tail, 2 tail, and that's 3 tails right there. Next step, you have to ally with the person that's transformed into kitsune. Now that we're allied, you mount him. Then he has to go over to this NPC right here, remove Blox fruit, and once he removes it, I can transform while I'm mounted to him, and we are now on top of each other. Pause. That's really sus. And there's no limit to how many you can stack this. If you have a server full of 12 kitsunes, all 12 could stack onto each other, and you could have a tower of kitsune. Pretty fire. Glitch number 36, invisible beast fruit. This works with multiple different fruits such as mammoth, T-Rex, leopard, and dragon. In my case, I'm going to do it with mammoth. So all you have to do is equip mammoth, and as you're about to transform, pull out a smoke fruit or any fruit in general. Let's go ahead and transform, and I mistimed it that time. Me. Let's try that one more time. Transform, smoke fruit, and there you guys go. You can see I'm invisible right now, and we have the hitbox of a Buddha. Look at this. Like look how big this Fox Lamp is. Pause. Bro, there's been so many pauses this video. I promise it's not on purpose. Fire glitch though. Just 4 more glitches left, and things are about to start heating up. For glitch number 37, we have a glitch that is similar to the Control Ultimate we did earlier, except this time it's using Dough. So I'm gonna have Fulgurus right now use Dough Fist Fusillade on me, and he's going to leave. And what it's going to do is it's going to make my character freeze, unable to move. Let me say right now, go. All right, he's using Dough Fist Fusillade on me. Now he's about to leave the game. And now that he's left, I'm stuck right here. I can't even move. Same exact as the control one. That's with Dough. Now, I have no idea why you'd want to use this glitch. Maybe if you're trying to troll somebody and stun them while your friend kills them, but it's pretty devious. For glitch number 38, we have another control one. So what you have to do is you have to activate your room, go to the edge of your room, use levitate, then quickly walk out of your room. And you guys can see it'll cause the item to stay in here without exploding. You have to do it really quick though. You guys can see, let me do it like this. Boom. Yep. Now it's just stuck there. You guys can see it didn't explode. I'm gonna do it with this tree again. Boom. Didn't explode. It's just stuck there. So that's a pretty cool control glitch you can use to just kind of destroy their map and just troll a little bit. Glitch number 39, we have the invincibility glitch. This one's gonna be fire. Now to do this glitch, what you need to do is go in a raid. My friend Fufu is about to start it right now. He's saying in chat, basically we do any raid, and at last island you equip flame and don't exit awakened room normally. You TP out of it and teleport to surface, and then you become immortal. So to do this, we've got to complete an entire raid. Let's go ahead and just speedrun this thing. Island 1 done there, and now final island available. We go ahead and switch over to flame right now. Now all we need to do is just complete the raid. Last NPC there. There we go. We're teleporting into the room right now. Now we need to glitch out of it. Can't talk to the NPC. We got to try to find the correct area to glitch through the wall. I think it's right over here. Or is it right over here? I don't remember where. Let's try it here. Yep, there we go. Now that we're out of the room, we have to teleport above the land by going like right over here. There we go. And now that we're above land, we are invincible. Just to prove it to you, I'm going to have my friend try to attack me. He won't be able to. Here we are right here. Let's see if my friend can attack me. Nope. Can't do anything. Can't do anything. He has hockey on and everything. I don't even need my Ken. Like, this is so OP of a glitch, boys. Can we fight NPCs though? Oh, we can fight NPCs. So this seems like a fire glitch if you ask me. It makes you impervious to players. You can't be attacked by players and you can still farm. Low-key, you could just use this glitch as a shield for grinding if you're low level. But with that glitch out the way, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the final glitch of the video, the 40th one. And trust me, this one is literally game breaking. Now for this one, I'm not going to show how to do it because when I say it's game breaking, I literally mean it. But if you look behind me, my friend right now is destroying the buildings permanently in the game. Like, these buildings are permanently like like this. They're not gonna respawn. You could mess up the entire map like this if you chose. It's honestly insane. All right, hold on. Let's just have some fun with this. He's got a bunch of these little buildings out. Let's transform into Mammoth and just start messing around with these things. Like, look at this. You could just like play like this a sandbox game with these buildings, bro. This is crazy. Like, bro, look at just the straight havoc we're causing. We're like literally messing up the entire map. Just all types of buildings everywhere. And this isn't even the worst. Like, look at Cafe. All these buildings just chilling everywhere. You can't tell me this glitch ain't insane. I wasn't joking when I said it was game breaking. We all know about the Blox fruits gotcha. The first time you see him is at the jungle, and when you get to level 50, you can talk to this NPC here and get a fruit. But what if I told you that he didn't used to always look like this? Back in the earlier updates of Blox fruits, he instead used to be called the Blox fruits dealer cousin. Even though he's in the same location here, he used to look completely different, as you guys can see. Now, Blox fruits dealer cousin does the exact same thing as the Blox fruits gotcha. It's just the name and outfit are different. But I think we can all agree that the OG Blox fruits dealer cousin definitely has the better fit compared to Zeolus. Now, if you thought that was cool, then you're gonna want to stick around in the video, because later on I exposed one of the most insane things ever that got removed. But before we get into that, let's get into the second removed thing of the video, the worst fruit in the game. Now, players who recently joined the game during update 20 would recognize the worst fruit in the game as the rocket fruit. But OG players know that if the worst fruit in the game didn't used to be rocket, in fact, rocket didn't even used to be in the game at all. What used to be in the game was this fruit right here, the kilo fruit. And basically, as the name implies, it allows you to increase your weight by kilos. It had 4 different moves: 10,000 kilograms, 20,000 kilograms, 50,000 kilograms, and light. As you can see here in this clip, every single move just basically launches you to the ground. Apart from the final move, which was lighten, and all that move does is just basically make you fly. Now, we can all agree that the kilo fruit was definitely trash. I mean, the rocket fruit just looks way better, has much better visuals, and just overall dookies on that fruit. But being a player that was able to experience kilo, I definitely do miss it somewhat. But I completely understand why they had to remove it, which is due to copyright, because it was too similar to how it looked in One Piece. Now, chances are a lot of you probably knew about the kilo fruit being removed, but I can guarantee a lot of you don't know this next one. This is a poneglyph from One Piece, and this is a poneglyph in Blox fruits. Yes, you heard that right. Poneglyphs used to actually be in the game. Now, way back before I even started playing Blox fruits, there was actually 2 poneglyphs in Second Sea in 2 different locations. First one being right here in the Snow Mountain, and the second one being on the unnamed island by Graveyard. Now, no player actually knows the origin of these poneglyphs or what they actually even did in Blox fruits. In fact, the only footage I can even find on it is what you see right here from Official Newbie. Ultimately, though, the poneglyphs had to get removed due to copyright reasons, as it's just way too close to what we see in One Piece. But let me know down in the comments below what you thought the devs would have did with the poneglyphs if they didn't have to remove it. Now, if you didn't know that, you're definitely not going to know about this next one, the rare artifact. Now, the rare artifact was something that got removed in update 11, so it's been gone for years. But how you used to obtain it is you used to have to fight the raid boss Darkbeard, and once you kill him, he has a 100% chance of dropping a rare artifact. And once you've obtained the rare artifact, you can use it to obtain things like Dragon Breath, Kombucha, race changes, or even stat resets, which is honestly pretty cool, but there's a downside to that. To even get a Darkbeard to spawn, you need to get something called a Fist of Darkness. Let's say we finally get one to spawn Darkbeard and get the rare artifact, someone could just jump you right away, and then you would lose it, because there was no way to store it, which is ultimately why I believe it got removed and replaced for a better system, which we know today as fragments. And for those of you boys who are going to make the argument that the rare artifact is technically not removed from the game since Kit Gaming has it, it says here on the wiki right here, this is not the same rare artifact Kit Gaming has. This one was removed a couple years ago. So yeah, it's been completely removed. Just like this next thing we're about to go over that I guarantee a lot of you don't know about. So we're all aware about Blox fruit's current PvP enable system. You have to be level 20 to even PvP at all, and if you were to die to a player, you get a 15-minute immunity pass unless you want to enable your PvP right away. But what if I used to tell you it didn't used to be like this at all? Back when the game first released, Blox fruits had no PvP immunity whatsoever. So level 1 players that would join the game would instantly get ganked by high-level players and get spawn killed, making them completely unable to progress, which honestly sounds like a nightmare, so I'm 100% glad that the Blox fruits devs removed that feature. But you know what I'm not happy about? The removal of the old menu system. So nowadays, when you join in on Blox fruits, you get to this loading screen, and then after that, you get to see the menu screen, which shows a pirate and a marine side. This looks pretty cool, right? But it looked even better before. This is how the menu looked back years ago. We can see for the most part, it looks completely the same, except on the pirate side, it shows Buggy the Clown, which is a lot more accurate to One Piece, which unfortunately is why they removed it due to copyright, which is not the biggest deal in the world, but I must say, I definitely do think the Buggy menu looked a lot cleaner. Speaking of clean, we all know about the ghost fruit this game, right? The visual effects on this thing just look absolutely fire. Like, look at this. These abilities are heat, but the ghost fruit didn't used to always be this clean, because this is what the fruit used to look like in the past. It used to be called the revived fruit, and it was based on Brook's fruit from One Piece. And as you can see here, yeah, the visual effects on this thing just look absolutely dookie. And not only did it get removed because it was super outdated, but it also got removed because, well, it was too similar to Brook's abilities in One Piece. But I think we can all agree that nobody used the revived fruit and much more people used the ghost fruit. So I'd say it was definitely a good decision. Although it's kind of confusing that revive got removed for copyright, but the Soul Guitar didn't, as this looks almost exactly like how it looks when Brook uses it in the anime. And on top of that, we still have Brook's Rockstar hat as well in the game, so I don't know how these two things didn't get removed, but I'm glad they stayed. Now, so far that was the second fruit we've talked about that's gotten the removed. But would you be surprised to know that there are multiple other fruits that also got removed that we're going to be going over on later in the video. Before we get into those, let's talk about a change that I was actually sad to see go. The removal of the Game Pass boats. So on Blox, there's a Game Pass that you could buy called Fast Boats, and it sells for 350 Robux. And it gives you the fastest boats in the game. Once you buy that Game Pass, you can talk to this NPC called the Luxury Boat Dealer, and it gives you access to 4 different boats: Miracle Boat, Sentinel Boat, Guardian Boat, and Lantern Boat. However, before we had the Miracle and Sentinel Boat, it used to be the Speed Boat and the Enforcer Boat. Now, the Enforcer Boat in Blox was actually based off of Porteous the Ace's boat in One Piece, and I think you can see why they got removed. I mean, this is literally a 1-to-1 carbon copy of Ace's boat in the anime. Despite that though, I'm still sad to see the Enforcer gone because I honestly thought it was way cooler than whatever this is here. But this next thing that got removed, I'm actually happy about. Now, we all know what the current fruit models in the game looks like. Whenever you pull out a fruit, you can see it actually looks pretty cool. Most fruits actually have moving animations to them as well. They're overall, like, honestly pretty creative. But this is what they used to look like. They used to be a lot more square and honestly just not really looking that good. But before that even, they also used to look like this. And this was the very first fruit models of how they looked when Blox first came out. And honestly, if you ask me, I'm totally glad that they removed this and the second revision and decided to land on the current fruit models, because this just looks way better. Let's just be real. And speaking of things I'm glad they removed, this next feature I'm doubly glad they did. Blox players now have the luxury of having an inventory to store their fruits, swords, and guns. But what if I told you there was a time where Blox players didn't even have that? Back in the old day of Blox, you couldn't store weapons and fruits in your inventory. What you had to use is what you see on the screen here, which are inventory chests. And there was actually 2 of them for 2 different things. The chest he's going into right here is known as a treasure inventory, where you had to store your fruits that you would trade into. Whenever you'd want to do a trade, you'd have to go in the chest to pull it out to do your trade. And the other chest you had to use to store your accessories, weapons, and guns. Now, this sounds like a good feature in theory, but imagine every time you want to trade or, switch PvP fruits, you would have to go back to the chest every single time. Yeah, I'm glad they made the decision to remove that. Unlike this next feature, which I'm actually kind of upset they removed. Now, long before I started playing Blox, there used to be this feature that existed called Free Cam, and you could activate Free Cam by pressing Shift, Control, and P at the same time. What that would do is allow your screen to completely unlock from your character, and as you can see in this clip here, you could completely fly around the entire map. This could help with cinematic scenes, thumbnails, you name it, whether you're a YouTuber or a player. Sadly though, it was completely removed from the game, and if you try doing it right now, it does completely nothing, and only admins have access for it. Devs, come here real quick. I need this feature back, devs. I need this feature back. Like, hear me, I need this feature back, bro. Everybody needs this feature. Moving on from that though, this next thing that got removed might actually surprise you. So we talked about the PvP system earlier being able to gank level 1 players. But what if I told you there was another feature that used to be in the game that also got removed with PvP? On Blox, whenever you kill a player, you can get bounty from them up to 3 times every 3 days. What I mean by this is, let's say you beat someone 2 times, you get bounty twice for them, and the 3rd time you beat them, then any more times you guys 1v1, neither player will get bounty for the next 3 days. This didn't used to always be like this though, ladies and gentlemen. Back in the OG days of Blox, there used to be no limit to how much bounty you could take from a player. Meaning, if you got the chance, you could actually take all of someone's bounty. The devs obviously quickly removed this by adding the 3 out of 3 system, and also made it to where if someone only has 2.5 million bounty, they lose nothing. So all y'all noobs out there, you can't say the devs didn't do anything to help you. Speaking of helping out players, this next feature that got removed did exactly that. So we all know the human race's V3 is called Last Resort, and when you activate it, it allows you to do more damage the lower health you are, with a maximum of up to 52.5%. But did you know that in the old days of Blox, it actually did something else? Back in the old days, whenever you'd use Last Resort, it would actually take your own health on top of giving you more damage. However, the Blox devs removed this because it literally made humans so dookie to the point where nobody wanted to use it. Which definitely makes this a good feature that got removed, because I honestly would have never touched this race, ever. Now, we all know about the secret room under the cafe in 2nd C. If you go down in the basement of the cafe, we can see there's this room that says classified in, and you're not able to go inside of it, unless of course you decide to look in and flash step. And we can see this is the Toad room, otherwise known as the King Toad's room, as you can see by the sign right here. Now, if you look at the room in its current shape, you can see it's pretty much destroyed. Like, there's just stuff scattered around everywhere. There's like signs everywhere. There's just random stuff. However, the room didn't used to always be like this. A few years back, the room door used to be completely open, and as we can see, everything is fully organized. I mean, it was a nice looking room that you could get access to without having to glitch inside of it. So yeah, Blox just removed the old version of the room and replaced it with this. And I'm not too entirely sure why they decided to remove this, but you're gonna want to remember this King Toad's guy, because later on in the video, we have another thing that got removed that's tied in with him. But before we get into that, we're gonna talk about some more boats that got removed. So in the 2nd C, if you go outside a cafe and go up to the factory room, instead of going inside it, go on top of it, will be an NPC behind it named Cyborg Frankie. And if you talk to him, he'll sell you the 1000 Sunny ship ship in exchange for fragments. Or at least that's what he used to do, because they completely removed the Thousand Sunny ship from the game. That wasn't really that bad of a loss. I mean, this ship was really slow and it kind of had low health, so I didn't use it regardless. But I want my fragments back, devs. I want my fragments back. Either that or a replacement for the ship. And while we're still on the topic of ships, there was also another one alongside the Sunny that also got removed. The Swan Boat. This was a boat you could obtain in the second sea by defeating the Don Swan boss. And it had a 100% drop chance, so the moment you defeat him, you get the boat. Unfortunately, just like the Thousand Sunny, it also got removed from the game due to copyright reasons. Just goes to show you just how far the devs are willing to go to avoid getting taken down by One Piece. And while we're on the topic of copyright, there is yet another thing that they removed to avoid it. So nowadays in Bloxers, whenever you look at fruits, let's say for example, the pain fruit, you can see under the pain fruit, it's called a natural fruit. And there's also two other categories called elementals, and then there's also beasts. However, true One Piece fans know this is not what it's called in the anime whatsoever. In the anime, they are called paramecias, zones, or logias. And they used to be called this in Bloxers as well, but of course, it got reverted to what we know today to avoid being taken down. This here is a chest, and this is a cursed chest in Bloxers. Something that was around temporarily for the Halloween event in 2023. And what these evil chests actually did is whenever you would touch them, they would spawn an NPC, which after you kill it would give you rewards. And the rewards you could get from killing the NPCs were either 4 to 8 bones, which had a guaranteed chance, and sometimes they even had a rare chance of dropping 10 minutes of 2 times the XP. This, however, obviously has been removed since the Halloween event ended, but I have a sneak feeling that they will add it back this year, considering we are literally like 20 days away from Halloween. But that wasn't the only Halloween related thing that got removed. In the third sea, whenever you teleport to the haunted ship, there will be a building, and if you go inside of it, there's an NPC named the Death King. What he allows you to do is get rewards by spinning the bones you get by killing skeletons or other NPCs that drop it. This NPC right now can only be found in the third sea at this area. But did you know that back in the day, he used to also appear in a spot in second sea and the first sea? And on top of that, they actually also removed something crazy from Death King. Back in the Halloween event in 2023, Death King had a small chance to be able to drop any random devil fruit. You also were able to do 20 spins within every 2-hour period, unlike the 10 that you're able to do now. I don't know why they decided to remove this feature. If you ask me, I think you should be able to permanently get fruits from Death King, because right now he's kind of useless. Now this next feature, only OGs will remember. So nowadays, whenever you PvP someone in Bloxers, there will be a PvP enabled text down below on your screen. What this means is players will be able to hit you no matter where you're at until you've been out of combat for over 30 seconds. However, this didn't used to be like that. Back a while ago, even while you were in combat, you could step inside the safe zone to completely disable the fight, which I am 100% glad Bloxers devs removed this, because imagine you're literally chasing someone for 10 minutes and then they just run into safe zone and fight's over. That would be dumb. You remember the revive fruit we talked about earlier? Well, there's actually another one that Bloxers removed. The infamous door fruit. We now know it as the portal fruit in Bloxers, but it used to be completely different back in the day, having 4 different moves called spinning door, dimensional door, door gateway, and hallway. Now gateway pretty much does the similar thing as what the portal C does right now. You can teleport to any island. It looks, a lot different now than it did back then though. And in terms of PvP and actual fighting, it doesn't really do good at that like how it does today. While it does still have attacking moves, they just do not compare to the new portal fruit whatsoever. Obviously the door fruit got removed due to copyright reasons, as it's literally a 1-to-1 copy of the user Bluno from One Piece. Like, just look at this. This is a straight 1-to-1 copy. I honestly commend Bloxers how well they did the door fruit. And despite the fact that I do miss door fruit, I think the portal fruit is way better. I mean, just look at these abilities. They look way cooler. Like, you can go in your own dimensions. You know what I'm saying? The abilities look cool, and you could do this. You could not do this in door fruit. However, I think I can speak for the whole Bloxers community when I say that losing door fruit definitely pains us all. And speaking of pain, for all you players that started playing before update 20, you would know that this fruit right here named the pain fruit didn't used to always be called this. It used to be called the paw fruit. Now, unlike some of these other fruits, this actually got no rework. It didn't get changed at all. It literally looks exactly the same as it did before. The only thing is the name paw is removed from the game forever, and now it's been named pain. Which, to be honest, I think the pain name sounds a lot cooler than paw. Like, it just gives off a more aggressive look, whereas paw just gives off like a, I don't know, friendly type vibe. But that is yet another change that they had to do in order to save the game from copyright. Now, this next one, I know for a fact only OG players are going to know. Obviously, we know the game is called Bloxers. This is the game we know and love and play every day. But did you know that it didn't used to always be called Bloxers? Many years ago, the game actually used to be called Blox Peace, and this is what the logo looked like. Only players who got to play the game during release would really recognize this though, unless you heard it by another person, as the name Blox Peace quickly got changed to Blox Fruits to avoid copyright. Which, if you ask me, is a much better decision, because Blox Fruits just sounds way better than Blox Peace. But I also don't really understand how the name Blox Peace could get them copyrighted when there's literally a game called a One Piece game. But hey, what do I know? Now, another change that only OG players would remember has to do with the control fruit. So we obviously know whenever you activate the room in control, you get to use abilities. And the ability we're specifically looking out for here is the Gamma Rush. Now we can see when we use it here, it attacks one person, and then it goes to an AoE attack and attacks everybody else in the room. You can see here when it ends, the room is still here. However, back in the day, whenever you would use Gamma Rush, you can see it makes the room significantly smaller, and what's more, after the Gamma Rush ended, it would completely make the room disappear. I have no clue why they decided to change and revert it, but I also support it because control is one of my favorite fruits in the game, and if I had to reactivate room anytime I use Gamma Rush, I'd actually be upset. Now, another thing that got removed in Blox fruits is the North Pole Island. Well, kind of. Now, of course, if you go in third sea, it'll still be there, except interestingly enough, it's not an island that you can directly teleport to. In order to get it the fastest way, you need to teleport to Chocolate Land, and there it'll be right there, the North Pole. Now, while this island is still here in third sea, it used to be in second and first sea, but it got removed completely from there. And along with the North Pole, there was also two things that got removed as well. One of which was the Christmas gift event. Basically, how it would work is every hour you'd meet up in this circle in the middle of the island, a big present would fall on the ground, and when you'd open it, you'd get a fruit. This, however, got completely removed and it is no longer in the game. But who knows, maybe we'll see it return again this year. Now, aside from the gift box event, there was also another thing that disappeared, the Santa Claus NPC. There used to be an NPC named Santa Claus that would be right here during the event, and he actually sold 3 different things that you could buy: the elf hat, Santa hat, and coolest of all, the sleigh, a custom boat that is no longer obtainable. Obviously, when Santa Claus disappeared, all 3 of these items became unobtainable as well with him, meaning for any accounts that already have all these items, you have it unobtainable. But I hope for my sake, it comes back this year because I don't have any of those exclusive items, and I also don't have the sleigh, which I really want to get. Now, this next thing was something I was really sad to see go, but there was no other choice. About a year ago, there was an insane glitch that had to do with the spirit fruit that almost everyone was abusing. What I'm talking about, of course, is the spirit speed glitch, a glitch like everybody a year ago was abusing. Now, how this works is you need to have 2 permanent fruits, one of them being permanent spirit and another one. And what you do is you summon the little spirit homies specifically on the blue side to get the speed boost, and then once you've summoned all of them and got the speed boost, quickly switch over to a permanent fruit, which will make it so where the speed boost stays even though you're no longer on spirit. The crazy thing about it is it's stackable, so it allowed you to go to crazy speeds like this. And if you did it even more, anti-cheat would start kicking in, and you may even get kicked from the game. I loved abusing this glitch in my free time. I never actually used it in PvP. That'd be crazy, but sadly, I can't do it anymore. Moving on to the next thing, though, we're going to be talking about the love fruit. We obviously know how the fruit is now. It has abilities being able to summon arrows like this, big stun abilities like this, and even the ability to summon your own besto friend. Like, you can literally summon a guy to 2v1 enemies with. Look at this. And as fire as this is, this didn't used to even be in the game at all a year ago. The love fruit used to be completely different, having 4 different abilities. As you guys can see right here, based off of the effects, it doesn't look that good. Now, in terms of PvP, I actually think the old version may have been better because all of the moves have crazy stuns to it, but in my opinion, I much prefer the new version. And fun fact, the old version of love is technically not completely removed from the game, as the boss Island Empress still uses the old version of love, as you can see there. Now, another cool thing that got removed is the Valentine event shop. Here's what it looked like when the event was here on the castle on the sea. This is what the NPC looked like, and whenever you would talk to them, they'd have a shop full of different items like fruits, race rerolls, 2x EXP, and sometimes even fragments. If you look down below, how you would purchase them is there was a heart system. Basically, how it worked is any NPC you killed near your level will drop a certain amount of hearts, and the more you grinded, the more you could use towards buying fruits from the shop. The shop would also reset every once in a while and recycle new things and fruits in there, so new players would be able to grind and get good fruits. But sadly, that event got removed, and I'm not sure when it'll come back, as we didn't get it this year. Well, we also didn't get a single update in 2024 at all, but I highly doubt that it'll come back in 2025. And now for the last fruit that was removed in Blox fruits. Any player that started playing after 2022 would recognize this as the spider fruit, and they'd know nothing else about it. But it didn't used to actually be called the spider fruit. It used to be called the string fruit. And similar to the paw fruit, none of the abilities actually changed. I mean, as far as awakening goes, all of the abilities remain the same. I think the V1 slightly changed. Other than that, this was an insignificant change just to avoid copyright. 5 more things that got removed, ladies and gentlemen, and I guarantee these last 5, a lot of you never knew existed. For example, in the cafe, if you go over to the right on this table here, there's an NPC named Toad. If you talk to him, he'll allow you to reset your race in exchange for 3,000 fragments. But Torp used to be someone completely different. He used to be called Norp, and his avatar was drastically different than it is right now. Like, this is how he looks before, and this is how Tort looks. Honestly, if you ask me, Tort is lacking the drip. Norp on top. Don't really know why Norp got removed. I honestly couldn't tell you, but yeah, he's gone forever. Just like this next thing that's gone forever, or I hope not. Now, this is a bit of a goofy one, but I don't know if any of y'all have realized, but all of the sea captains or sea NPCs have lost their pants. Like, I don't know what's going on, but like, look at this. This is the first sea captain that takes you to second sea. If we go over to dock 3, we can see this guy, Mr. Captain, has his pants. Yes, but once we go into third sea, we can see the experienced captain is also missing his pants. I don't know what happened. It was a glitch that removed their pants, but it's been like this for almost a year now, and they haven't gotten them back. This next thing that got removed, I think less than 5% of y'all knew about. So normally in Blox fruits, when you complete a fruit grade, you get teleported to this room, and if you talk to this mysterious entity, he awakens your abilities. But what if I told you this used to be Wenlock Toad over heaven. Yes, this used to be the old NPC that would awaken your abilities. And if you guys remember what I said earlier about the green toad room, this is the guy that used to live there. And as for why he got removed, apparently he did something he wasn't supposed to and got removed from the admin team. So yeah, that's literally an admin that got removed from Blox Roots. Now this next thing isn't something super crazy, but it's also pretty cool. The DS code. Now many of you players may not even know what this is. In fact, I didn't even know what this is like 10 minutes ago, but this is called the Diamond Syndicate code. A code that was given out as an award for a 2019 tournament hosted by this guy named E as a reward. This code is currently completely unobtainable, and I believe only admin and certain special accounts have it. But despite that this is an unobtainable item, I also don't think it's really worth it, because if we look at the stats, it's pretty bad. 5% damage, 200 energy, and 200 health. That is like a horrible accessory. Nevertheless though, it got removed. And now the final thing that's gotten removed from Blox Roots forever, and this one is insane. There used to be a glitch in Blox Roots that would teleport you to a world called the Pillar World. And this was a world that used to be only obtainable by admins. However, back in the early updates of the game, you could see some players found a way to glitch in there. What's interesting about this place is once you're in there, there would be no way to get out. Even if you were to reset or leave the game and join that same server, you would still be in the Pillar World. The only way to escape it would be to join a completely different server. This glitch is honestly insane because they're literally in an admin only area that they found a way to glitch into it. Sadly, this was completely removed from the game and this isn't even accessible anymore. I don't even think by admins. There you have it though, ladies and gentlemen. That is every major thing that Blox Roots has ever removed, at least according to my knowledge. Let me know which one was your favorite and comment down which one you missed the most.